Hello. We are back with the final game of the spring shootout. It is the 14th of April. So we're well into spring now. As we are, heading into the final game where we see Falcons versus Wolfhounds once again. This is the third time these teams will play against each other, and they are currently tied up 1-1 with a 4-4 map diff for both of them. So complete equal territory as we walk into this game. Today, I am joined with Kiona once again. This is our third cast in 2 days, isn't it? How you doing, dude?
Oh yeah, it is. I am good. I am great, and I'm looking forward to it. I am thankfully in a clear setting instead of having maybe the same audio issues as before. And if I start lagging, I will kill someone. But nevertheless, I am so excited for this. It is the grand finals. Going into it, these teams have fought time and time again. It is an even set count. It is an even game count, like it is just draws across the board. So this really is a proper way to settle a rivalry and a grand final all in one. We have Wolfhounds, I believe, our third seed against Lunar Falcons, our fourth seed. So pretty pretty
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. If you didn't catch it yesterday, Wolfhounds beat Falcons to secure their finals position. Falcons then played against Oblivion, the favourites to win the tournament, and dominated them in a 3-0 fashion. It was an incredible performance from Lunar Falcons. They all knew exactly what they were doing. They played perfectly, and mainly they picked apart Oblivion's weaknesses a lot. Every mistake Oblivion made, Lunar Falcons jumped on top of it. So today we're seeing the rematch, Wolfhounds versus Falcons, to take home the cash prize and the title of Spring Shootout Champion. So, should we jump into our rosters? I think we should be able to get them up.
Indeed, indeed. So we
Yeah.
have Wolfhounds as the first ones up on the clock. Just absolutely dominant in this entire series of Spring Shootout. Just in general, they are undefeated in the upper bracket. They came into this by defeating both Shrug and Falcons last night. If you tuned in, so we have the full roster of six with us today. We have Dominus Pizza Lover, Sunny Sixy. Yeah, there we go. Fucking cut it again. Dominus Pizza Lover, Sunny Sixy, Todd, and Lagalith. So the full team is here to show up and represent to go for the win. And
Yeah, and
we're
then
gonna be
on the flip side, we have Falcons. So coming in Falcons today, their starting lineup is going to be Connor Mauman, which I can actually pronounce his name this time. Thank you, Keo. Connor
no.
Mauman. We've got did I mess up again? Oh, I am very sorry, dude. Zombie, Elemento, Ekaj, and Octo. I gotta say, Zombie and Elemento, both incredible performances yesterday. They were kind of our main, the main names thrown out for MVP chat. So I'm expecting some big things from them. Suddenly, though, like you were saying, suddenly was playing tank, and he's now gone over to the DPS line, and Dominus is picking up the tank role today. So a bit different. We haven't seen the Ekaj Octo lineup. I think we had Water for a bit yesterday. But yeah, so I think we should be ready to get into the lobby as long as my producer tells me that we are all good. I know there was a few audio issues. I can see people in chat, but yeah, let's get right into map one, which for today is a caster's choice for the first map. So we will be jumping into Busan as we see these guys duke it
Yep.
out. But yeah, so it will be loser's pick for the rest of the series. But for map one, we get to choose ourselves.
And obviously, with the weird glitch, we are out in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
Absolutely have to love it. You do get a really nice broad view of two of the points being the city skyline with the train passing on through and the giant laboratory or however you may pronounce it.
Yeah, the big
The
mecha
lesser
base.
of will be the lesser. I wait, is it? I am just I've been
That
transported to what point are we on? Because I'm just in a different I'm in a different
we
landscape
should be on the
currently.
outdoor
Yeah.
one, but no, I was
Yeah, there
talking
we
about
go. We
the
are.
the mecha base behind. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So talk us through these lineups here.
Yeah, so we got Dominus. Oh, also, we should probably mention Suddenly before was on the tank role, but he's actually taken on DPS today. So we have Dominus on the Sigma, Pizza Lover on the Torbjorn, Suddenly on the Cassidy, 60 on the Baptiste, and the Todd, 38, reprising his Lucio role. Meanwhile, Connor Momon, Zombie, Elemento, Ekash, and Octo taking on. They are taking on the exact same formation as they did before, but Elemento gonna TP everyone out of spawn and then swapping over the Tracer. So Orisa comp back at it. It's looking like meta for Lunar Falcons as game 1 underway on
Yeah,
Busan.
we're seeing these tanks meet in the middle as we get the two different playstyles of the Sigma and the Orisa, both of them going aggressive, but it's Lunar Falcons who get the advantage as they walk around that corner. And as I say that, Connor falls to Dominus, the newly stepped in tank player for Wolfhounds, and that is the opening look at Wolfhounds taking that space instantly, suddenly able to take down Zombie there, not missing a shot, and then rotating over to the drum to get this first point ticking up.
Yep, gonna hit that drum, and they're gonna claim the point. Still left alone in the sidelines, but he's gonna be able just to stay there. Lunar Falcon's gonna need to try and pick up the pace, but 60, really good early kill on the Ekash. Rest of Falcons are gonna just back it up immediately, but I don't think Wolfhounds are really gonna let them away with that. Suddenly gonna kill Octo. Connor gonna drop to Dominus as well, and Zombie in a caught up position. Wolfhounds really taking some really good space here. They have a high noon coming up already from Suddenly, so 12 p.m. gonna strike and might be a
Well,
pretty
as you're talking
good
there,
next
yeah,
fight coming up for them, considering Lunar Falcons don't have ults.
yeah, well, there we have it. The high noon popped already. I was about to talk about the Baptiste, but he suddenly just opening it up straight away as he gets speed boost around the corner, not able to find anything, but has pulled out so much resource, and we're seeing the lack of resource there as suddenly takes down Connor, and Pizza Lover's turret doing a lot of heavy lifting there, taking down Octo, and 55% on the point without anything on the side of Lunar Falcons is not a strong look to the start of this map. Wolfhounds looking very successful here. A bit of Elemento masterclass there, taking down suddenly in the back line and just opening the door for them, for Lunar Falcons to walk onto point there. The windows come out from 60, but I don't know if it'll be enough as Connor is going so aggressive, taking down the turret already and stacked up on point, just playing around this window as much as they can. Zombie able with a beautiful railgun onto 60. Everyone is everywhere all at once right now as everyone just jumps around this point trying to make anything happen as Connor takes down Dom, and that will be it. Yeah, Elemento sends the Todd sprinting back to spawn.
Hard about the damage. I'm continue lagging, so we're gonna try and sort that after. I don't know why it's gonna happen. I think it's actually a Discord issue on my side. It's really bizarre because
the second you said you were lagging, you
yeah, I know
it's
good.
2 seconds.
So we'll fix that after. I'll do my best here, and then we'll try and get the result resumed. Anyway, Ekash gonna use window on the right hand side. Wolfhound's kind of caught in 2 different places right now. Dominus and Todd just caught on the right hand side. The rest of the Wolfhounds are gonna try and make their way through. They do.
Oh, the lift comes up from Dominus there. He catches 3.
Gonna go 3, hitting 2. Zombie and Octo both gonna drop low. Yep, I just keep going. Just keep going. It's all good. I'll just
it's all
back.
good. Pizza Lover dropping a beautiful ult there, chucking it all over a point. I gotta be careful what I call this on stream as he takes down Connor and walks so far into Lunar Falcon's backline there. Suddenly with some beautiful hits onto Ekash. This is a masterclass from Wolfhounds there. They were on the back foot and then they just pulled it out. Dominus with a lift that didn't catch much but did so much damage that it really sent Falcons running. Like I said, they used a lot of resource. In a point like this, it's a resource game. Connor's gone over to the Doomfist to try and get onto point. 97 able to take to overtime as Zombie pops a railgun. He finds one. He's looking for more, but suddenly he's taken down Connor. Zombie finds 2. This man is an absolute railgun merchant. And as I say that, the turret is the one who takes him down. Wolfhounds suddenly with a double kill on the turret. Suddenly pops the grenade and then pops the high noon. This will be point 1 going over to Wolfhounds there in a very beautiful fashion.
Right, time for me to make a sudden but...
He's lagging as he's explaining, he's disappearing.
Not even be a difference apart from audio. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in like 5 seconds.
So Wolfhound's up 1-0 right now. As all of a sudden my own voice was very loud.
There we go.
That was very quick. Fair play, mate.
Yeah, I told you, 5 seconds. I forgot. I unplugged my headset from my laptop and I forgot to mute myself. So that's why you heard yourself. So it's fine.
Now, we're seeing a change here as Connor's gone over to the Ramatra. This is the third tank he's played here. Didn't like the Orisa, tried the Doomfist for stall, didn't quite work, and now he's going for the Ramatra. He did play very well on this character yesterday, so I'm expecting, a lot of presence here. But Pizza Lover on Mecha base is able to pull out the Pizza Lover goodness of Junkrat. Rains damage over the top, but it's suddenly who is pumping the damage, already 15% to his ultimate as these teams meet on the top of Mecha base, showing the Ramatra just able to take that space a bit more than the Sigma. Look how far forward Lunar Falcons have come here. Wall has come out and split up Wolfhounds, but Dominus has his kinetic grass to keep him alive for a few seconds.
Yeah, Elemental May pick here really going to prove pretty efficient at trying to keep a lot of Wolfhounds back. They just don't really have an awful lot of space this time. Elemento just using wall, cryoing in a snowman outfit, and Lunar Falcons are going to get first point. Connor is going to be on the high ground, going to drop really low. The damage output is high from the high ground from Wolfhounds, but they need to try and rotate around. They're going to try and do so. They're taking a lot of this high ground pressure. Lunar Falcons do have another window coming up from eCash, but same can be said for 60. So realistically, it's going to be a battle of the 4K HD infrared high definition Samsung TVs, but Dominus is not able to get saved by any such means. And I think Lunar Falcon's going to do really well here after winning a pretty good first fight after 30% racked up.
Yeah, well, as Elemental's wall came up there, completely split off Dominus. He had a few seconds with the kinetic grasp, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive. We're seeing the Malgoras come out from Dominus as they walk around the corner, and another wall from Elemental has split up Wolfhounds again and just allowed Connor to sprint in there, but the window has been popped by 60 and followed up with a window from Ecad and Zombie's railgun. A lot's going on here, but Zombie's not able to find anything with the railgun. Finds 60 with the storm there. Elemental takes down suddenly, and that will be Falcon sending Wolfhounds back to spawn again. Elemental is doing incredible things with these walls.
Just providing so much space. It's May's real primary duty. Like, May's the disruptor character in a whole, and realistically, Elemental is playing her super well right now. Zombie getting 2 kills in that fight, and now Lunar Falcons, they have 3 ults ready to go, sound barrier for both teams. A blizzard in this situation could be catastrophic for Wolfhounds, because it could be, but here comes the lovely spicy pizza flanking round. It's just gonna sit. It's gonna sit and wait. Gonna go for corner, but Zombie shuts it down. Sound barrier out from Octo and a blizzard from Elemento. It's gonna give them a little bit more space. And Dominus is caught out. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get in here.
Yeah, that blizzard was so dangerous because it stopped any of Wolfhounds securing the help that Mauga of Dominus needed. And Todd's not able to touch. I was watching the Lucio come over the top there, and I was like, okay, he's going to get the overtime. And he's mid-air as it hits 100%. That was unlucky there. That Elemento really showed his strength on the May there. He showed it multiple times yesterday, and he showed it once again. Just perfectly placed walls. And the blizzard, even though it didn't freeze anyone, got so much worth.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, again, Blizzard in its nutshell, with Overwatch 1 May, all you could do was hold down her primary fire, wait until you get that freeze, and then bang, an icicle in the head. With Blizzard, it's just a giant version of that, so realistically, if you're getting at least 1 or 2 in that Blizzard, you are going to get so much value for your money. Dominus is going to swap off the Mauga this time onto the D.Va, so another high meta choice. We do have Pizza Lover as well, going on to the Genji, and 60 off the Baptiste onto the Kiriko, with suddenly taken back on the Cassidy. Meanwhile, no changes from Lunar Falcons, which I think May on this point is good, but maybe not as good as before.
Yeah, so the team's meeting on point here as suddenly it's caught out, and the speed of Connor to run round, but 60 is the one finding the headshots as he takes down Ecad. Both teams just dueling it out on point, and Pizza Lover trying to find any purchase on this Genji. He is struggling a bit, being pressured out a lot by Zombie and Elemento, just can't find an engagement, and Connor Mauman is just sprinting in there and finding so much worth on the Ramatra there. Apologies for saying his name wrong. I will get that right. But yeah, so everyone is stacked up. The immortality has come out from Ekash to just keep Falcons alive a bit longer, but suddenly he's able to find Zombie through it. And I think that will be... It was very, wasn't it?
Well, you say that, but realistically, it's still going. Dominus loses his mech. Suddenly, though, is cleaning up these kills super well. 2 for him currently. The remainder of Lunar Falcons are just going to be caught out. Pizza Lover with a punch on the Octo. Elemental going to drop the Todd, and yeah, it's Connor alive, left to go. And look at the ult charge for Wolfhounds.
Well, there's so many ults online, and the point is only just unlocked.
Sound barrier for both sides. Like, that just says enough, really.
Yeah, now Pizza Lover getting very close to his ultimate, and suddenly also, whereas you're looking at Zombie, 56%, that, you know, there's a bit of a difference there, and that is going to be the win condition for Wolfhounds in this fight. Dominus with very aggressive position up on the high ground, and Falcons have just ignored him and ran through, suddenly with a sticky onto Zombie. What a beautiful stick. Zombie's not able to use the dash to get away quick enough. Ekaj able to take down suddenly, but it's Pizza Lover getting the kill. Back on the edge of Dominus! Eats Elemento's Blizzard. What a play. Elemento's hiding in his ice block, but I don't think he will survive for long as soon as he pops out there, dropping everything to keep himself alive as the rest of his team go sprinting about. You're looking at Connor Molman. Got it right. Let's go. Just jumping about on the Ramatra as the Annihilation comes out. He is doing so much damage, but the Kitsune has come out from 60. Wolfhounds really need to keep themselves in. This is the blade coming out from Pizza Lover. Give me a Sparkle Blade right now. Come on. He's got the immortality. He's got one. He's looking for more. The bomb comes out from Dominus. They're trying to sweep this up. Only 50%, and they had to use a lot to get that, to keep this point theirs, and it's not even secured yet as Elemental is still doing a lot of damage.
Bro, breathe, take a breath, relax. It's over. Suddenly, I think I was genuinely, I didn't hear a single intake at all. I was just like fluent. Oh my word, listening to that.
Cameraman DB and commentator DB.
It's like a meme format, like commentator DB can't hurt you, cameraman DB just silent.
We're seeing the Lunar Falcons walking around to get to this point. There's only 83% here, so they need to make sure they get that secured touch.
Ult for ult though, so Zombie's gonna have to try and get a good amount of value. If Todd drops this too early or too late, they are gonna probably lose this point. Well, never mind, Zombie doesn't need an overclock realistically, just gonna take out 60 really early on. Now that support's gone from Wolfhounds. Pizza Lover deflects a charge shot into Connor's head, which is unreal. Ekaj picks up 2. And the fight does turn. I'm still saying though, Wolfhounds probably not sad about their current position right now.
Yeah, they didn't engage a single ultimate in that. It is important to talk about. Ekaj has gone to the Lucio and Octo on the Kiri here, so they've changed away from that Baptiste setup, and Connor is playing the Orisa, so a bit more stability in this comp. And Zombie is unstoppable. He's popped the railgun straight away, but gets and suddenly Pulse Bomb.
That is such a big kill. Connor's trying to grid. No way! Dominus, you can't eat he's just keep eating them. Breakfast and lunch, and the Pizza Lover's the biggest dinner in the deal. No way! My man is just running round at the blaze of life. He's just gonna kill all 4.
He's popped the blade for style points. He has killed the entire point and gone, I've still got it sitting here.
He got it out to cut the pizza.
What a play there from Wolfhounds, showing that they are here to win it. They want this title. Both teams played so well there. That was, a 2-1, but Pizza Lover pulling out the Genji. We saw glimpses of the Genji yesterday. He wasn't able to find too much with it, and here he's shown why he picks the character. Look at that, the style.
That was just delicious. Honestly, even though we did kill Ekaj while punching in the wrong direction, I think he still got the kill, so it doesn't matter. Overall, though, I think, and this might be mad, right, is that actually might be good for Lunar Falcons, because as we flash back to yesterday, Wolfhounds seem to have this manic obsession with a certain map called Shambali Monster, or Shambali Monastery. So, I think, in this situation, the Falcons have a little bit more control, because escort maps are quite good to have control over.
Well, especially when you're playing like Pizza Lover, you know, you do not want to be playing that Shambali Monastery, because he has that map on lock. He knows the lineups. He knows, you know, that floating spot. Granted, Falcons were able to take it out, and I've had confirmation of the map we're going to, and
it's probably
without saying what it is. What are your opinions of this map?
It is by far, I think, right, if you were to ever look at a map and you were to say to yourself, when is tank the most powerful on any map ever, I would say this map every day of the week. Because every time this map, you only play. And this is for
Well, give us
you
some
know,
guesses on the
yeah,
map before we
yeah.
tell
This
you
is
what it is.
literally this is like a game show. Everyone, get it in
I'm
quickly.
watching.
Get your
I'm
guesses.
keeping an eye on chat. I want to see. This is my
So
least favorite map in the game. I cannot stand it. It's unfun. As an Ana player, I just want to have clear sight lines where I can see my tank player. Why are you 3 miles in the distance? So
and
no
well, to be
prizes.
fair, the
No
tanks.
prizes for any guesses here because
Yeah,
surely worked it out off that. We are
yeah.
over to Watch Point Gibraltar for the second map. So no Shambali Monastery.
Thank goodness. But to be fair, in this situation, in Shambali, DPS I think is probably the thing that runs the most. It gets away. They get away with the most value a lot of the time. So on this map, tank, I feel like it kind of flips a little bit into that prospect because tank on this map, Diva, Winston. Oh, would you look at
Anything
that?
that can jump.
That's it. Yeah, like literally, it's always just those two tanks. Or you'll maybe occasionally see something unconventional, maybe like a Winston, or not a Winston, a Wrecking Ball.
Winston Diva or something
Yeah.
unconventional.
Yeah,
Winston.
okay, Winston. That's like the pizza thing yesterday. If you didn't catch
Yeah.
that, which I'm still hoping has not been clipped, and if not, I'm still not going to. But Gibraltar is probably going to be a really good choice. The only threat I feel like Lunar Falcons really have to deal with here is the fact that Sixy has been playing mainly Kiriko and Baptiste. Now, Ekash has been following that trend as well, but any type of hit scan on this high ground at the start of the map is very devastating to try and work with, even with a Diva, with Defense Matrix, peeling for anyone. So I think with Lunar Falcons being in a better position, having chosen this map, and being able to attack first, they'll be able to set in stone what Wolfhounds need to follow with.
Well, it's important to talk about as well. Connor's Winston has been a highlight for this entire tournament. You know, every time we've seen Connor Mormon on the Winston, he's done very well. But then also Dominus has done very well on the Diva. It's a staple character for him. So both of these players are kind of playing into their strengths here. And we're seeing two different mindsets of the dive. We Pizza Lover playing Torbjorn, but nonetheless, you're seeing the Kiri Lucio opposed to the Anna Briggs. So very, very different styles. And am I seeing a Roadhog?
I think Connor is okay. For a second, I was thinking, okay, so he's gonna go for an early hook down, see if they can get a target. But we do have a few swap ups of the format. So Zombie back on the Sojourn. It's just his one trick at this point, but it's a very strong one at that point. Connor, Elemento, Ekash, and Octo running Winston, Genji, and a Brig. So a very strong dive composition. Pizza Lover back on the Torb, suddenly on the Sojourn, and Dominus on the Diva. So
yeah, I'm
pretty
excited to see
different comps.
Elemento's take on the Genji. We've seen Pizza Lover do it. Now, and as I say his name, he falls to Connor. There you have it.
Yep.
That is going to be the opening that Falcons want. But as I say, that suddenly takes down Zombie, and that might be just a little bit of purchase that Wolfhounds need to get themselves back in here. Dominus able to take down Connor, but Ekaj finds Sixy hidden in Dominus's defense matrix. I'm assuming Dominus is going to just jump straight off to reset. There you have it, gone disappearing off the cliffside there.
That fight was disjointed in three ways because we had Ekash and Octo playing the high ground, getting I think it was kill on the Todd or 60, one of the supports. Then we had Pizza Lover getting taken out on the high ground by Connor. Then suddenly a Dominus on the high ground trying to kill off, getting 2 kills, and then after that it was so spread apart. It was like 3 fights happening all at once. But Lunar Falcons already so close to capping this first point. This universally, you are only going to get like 2 fights on this point, and if you lose both, just done and dusted. They're going to get it to 4 meters, 3 meters, just under that. We do have Pizza Lover sitting on that high ground, waiting to peel out with Todd. Meanwhile, Dominus is just searching down Connor and is going to get the kill. Zombie going to retaliate with a kill on the Pizza Lover. Todd is not letting that go. Just speeding on in. Zombie going to get taken out. Ekash with a revenge kill though, so support for DPS and DPS for tank. So it's kind of flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I was watching a game of tennis there as the kill feed was just alternating colors back and forth. I think the important kill though was Connor died straight away. He is back, that means. So the reset has been very aggressive. as Falcons get to this high ground, playing around that blue box and trying to engage
Double.
onto Pizza Lover.
Double
They all jump
blitz.
across. The blade has been pulled, but fall into the
There
low
we
ground.
go.
Elemental's had to use dash to get up there, and he's trying to find Pizza Lover. He's sprinting, he's running, and he catches him with the last slash of his ultimate. Connor flying around with his angry mode on as the bomb is dropped on point and takes down Elemento. It is Octo trying to just keep purchase on this point. Dominus sprinting in to just try and hold it out for a bit longer. A meter on the car. I don't think he's going to be able to live that long. Todd is speed boosting his way through the door and he's able to get the contest. I was not expecting that. Suddenly comes out the dash, but lets it go at the last second. Zombie taking down with the railgun.
Yeah, that entire situation was quite confusing to me because, Elemento trying to run away down the tunnel was hilarious because he had no dash, no deflag, and just didn't know what to do. Lunar Falcons are this is a really aggressive push. Sorry, 60 gonna use Kitsune Rush on the corner, and the flip is just gonna turn immediately. Dominus is gonna boost right on in the Octo. Ekaj and Zombie both gonna drop, and then Elemento afterwards. But like that last push, I didn't know if Dominus really needed to use that self-destruct, could have kept it, and then suddenly trying to go in and got staggered out. So surprising that they actually managed to pull that fight back so quick, and has definitely left the payload in a much better position for their team comp to deal with.
Going into the second point, you kind of want to do that, don't you? You've won the point, you want to go very aggressive and try and get through in one go. And Wolfhounds have used that ultimate. Talking about ultimates, another two have been popped as suddenly pops the railgun, and Pizza Lover has just dropped them out on call all over that high ground to deny the entrance. This is what you don't want. You want to go aggressive so you don't get denied at the entrance. And using that Kitsune so early from 60 has just locked Lunar Falcons back. Connor trying to jump in, but his bubble has fallen off the high ground as they cannot find any way through this door. Dominus so aggressive and takes down Connor in the face of Ekaj's Anna. He gets slept back there and he's gonna drop the
such a
bomb
good bomb!
to reset. Last seconds of life, he's put it down there,
Yeah, like, I feel like every time someone uses self-destruct, it's always going to be for that remake, but that remake was so good because self-destruct just blocked the doorway. Again, just staggering out so much time on this point. Rally going to go in from Octo early. There is another Nano Blade coming up. Zombie going to drop really low. Isn't going to get taken out just yet. The overhealth coming out from the Rally going to keep him alive. There is two support outs in the form of Kitsune Rush from 60.
Online.
Oh yeah, here we go. This has to get value because if Todd has any chance of beating anything, it would have been that. But the damage is done. Dominus going to get taken out with Pizza Lover from the Nano Blade. And
Todd very conservative with the beat there. I was expecting that to go instantly, but Elemental and Ekaj just got the jump on Wolfhounds. That does mean you can go aggressive with the beat on this re-engage, which is what I'm assuming we're going to see as Dominus jumps off the high ground to get the contest. But Connor's gone straight into the support, and there we have it. The beat instantly, but I think that was more defensive as it kept them off the Winston. Zombies dropped the railgun, trying to find anything, but is shooting straight into Dominus's DM, as trying to find anything through this is seeming impossible. Ekaj takes down Todd while Todd's trying to escape, but it won't be, it doesn't seem Wolfhounds Day right now.
No, they do lose. Lunar Falcons do lose Ekaj, but that fight, like everyone on Lunar Falcons got a kill. Like everyone got an individual final blow, which I think is really nice. We did see a primal come out from Connor. We did see an overclock, and for the most part, Lunar Falcons now are gonna have at least another fight where there's nothing, no ultimates. There's just none for either team. But we do have a Cassidy from Pizza Lover, and we have an Ash. Well, speaking of Cassidy, run with the Cassidy. Ekaj is going to get taken out in 3 shots. Suddenly on the Ash as well. So the Cowgirl and the Cowboy teaming up right now, doing so much damage. Another kill for Pizza Lover on the corner. Octo going to try and make his way out from Dominus as Lunar Falcons make their way back. I think that with this kind of playstyle for Lunar Falcons, they are going to have to really pick a target well, because these DPS are looking a lot more easy to dive than what was previously chosen.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm impressed with the Cassidy from Pizza Lover there, because he's not typically a hit scan player, and he's come out and got a pick straight away. Although, Wolfhounds playing this far back are giving a lot of space to Lunar Falcons, as we're seeing Elemental going over the high ground, trying to jump into the back line. A bomb is dropped from Dominus, and they find Zombie. I thought that was going to find absolute air, and Zombie's just caught through a crack there. That is the opening that you want from a bomb. You know, you kind of, a lot of time you throw it expecting it to be a zoning ult, and if you get a kill, thank you know, but there we have it. Pizza Lover taking down Ecadge with a beautifully placed headshot as he gets locked in a corner by Dominus. 60 seconds on the clock and getting pushed back to his spawn door. He's not a position anyone wants to be in. No bomb to keep Dominus's remech there as he is popped out of mech, and Zombie sees they at the shooting range as he pops his railgun and sends Wolfhounds flying back. You got to think, you know, with 3 ults being used from Zombie throughout this game and not a single one being able to get through the defense matrix, you want to be using it as soon as you see that mech go. Well, now 30 seconds on the clock as they walk into the final meters at this point, and Dominus is on Mauga.
Yeah, well, here comes the Nano Blade once again. Elemento, this could actually be the double kill immediately with a slash and dash. The sidebar does come out, Connor is going to drop, but Dominus doesn't get the beat. Somehow, Todd going to get taken out. Elemento just running a clinic right now. 4 kills again for the Genji player at the end of the fight, putting on a Pizza Lover kind of a mirror from what we saw on Busan. So that was disgusting, but Dominus not getting that beat, I'm actually really confused. I don't know what happened.
That's the position, right? You're using that beat, you're using it for your tank, especially if they're playing the Mauga. You're using it to keep him alive and stall there. I do have to say, looking at Falcons, right, this is the second time we've commentated over them on this map, and I think there was a clip on the Twitter actually of Elemento and Zombie sweeping up the entirety of, I can't remember what team they were against, but they sweeped up the entire team instantly as a team, and that's what you were talking about earlier. Falcons, you know, having a team fight where each one of them gets a final blow. This map seems to be one of their comfort maps of they know that they can work so well as a team, they have that synergy, and they can just aggress very well.
Yeah, Aiden's Angels, that was the team.
Yes, I remember, I think it was Invicta got Ajax, if I remember.
Yeah,
sorry
good
to
remind
that, Invicta.
To be fair, after yesterday's game against Oblivion, which if you've not seen the VOD for that, please go check that out, because it is on this channel, and it is something that I think you will not want to miss. But we did see me as Lucio do some things, and I may have clipped them because
I saw that. Yeah. Anyway, coming out here, we're seeing the Winston and the Diva again. No changes there, but Pizza Lover's gone over to the Echo, so back on a projectile character, back on his strength, suddenly going over to the Genji. So stealing Pizza Lover's other character there as they walk into this high ground. They have a much easier walk up to this high ground than Falcons did last round, but they're already up here. They're moving the car under the bridge already, so a lot of movement, and Pizza Lover finds Zombie.
Yeah, this Echo choice, I'm going to be honest, Echo as a character as a whole is one I've never understood how to play, but right now, Echo in this sort of meta and this composition is looking really, really good. 60, cleansing Dominus, Connor getting focused down, Pizza Lover with another kill here. Dominus just going to get put to sleep and whipped off, just going to get knocked down. But right now, Lunar Falcons are going to get swept in this first point in a minute. Not even.
Yeah, not even that. You know, look at the time bank. 5 minutes 33 there as Wolfhounds get into the second point. But Connor is taking down Dominus. So that will slow down the steamroll completely. You know, I was talking about earlier, this point can be quite easy to steamroll through a lot of time. But Octo getting caught out of position there. The issue with playing Brig when you've got the Winston and the Genji is that if you're aggressing with them, you can't back out with them. We're seeing as Wolfhounds try and take this ship very aggressively as Connor jumps over and just denies them that space on this high ground.
And every single time, right, we see Echo, it's like, okay, transfigure it into the tank. Will Pizza Lover do that? Because realistically, with a with a solid choice of a Nano on board or even a overclock from a Sojourn, Dominus does lose his mech in the middle of that as well on the high ground, just getting charge shot down from Zombie Elemental, cleaning up that kill. Currently, that is the first opening kill that I think is actually going to prevent any more space for Wolfhounds, because Sunny and 60 were trapped down there, and Elemento just going to go shing, shing, double kill, cleaning it up, and Wolfhound's going to back off. Connor is not. He's still just marching forward like an honorable troop, and we have, DB, get ready for big amount of ultimates that neither of us are going to be able to comprehend.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as you see a dry fight, it's like, okay, both these teams are prepping, and prepping, they are indeed 10 ultimates out to come online right now.
Yeah, I think it's auctioneer time in the house. If We see one, we see them all. Nano and Anna transfiguration, but it's just going to get a huge anti on Ekash. It's a rally from Octo, it's a blade from Elemento. Nano blade onto Suddenly and beat drop from Prawn. What is going on? Dominus still with the self-destruct. Pizza Lover finally going to get you taken out of his transfiguration. 60 taking out Connor with the help of the Consinium Rush. Zombie taking out Todd with the charge shot. So it is just Elemento and Zombie alive. Currently, for Lunar Falcons, they are going to be able to recontest this, but Dominus did hold this self-destruct. Zombie does have an overclock, but he's not going to be able to get a Pizza Lover, taking him down again. The third time with a set of sticky bombs. He is going to get targeted down by Elemento. Ekash is going to get focused on the high ground by Dominus. Not going to be able to hit the sleep dart. Todd just aggressing onto Octo. Connor is going to take out 60 with the Primal Rage immediately after. Zombie coming back on the high ground with the overclock. Taking out suddenly. Connor taking out Todd. And the fight is finally going to reset.
The ults don't stop.
Oh,
the bomb is being dropped by Dominus inside a bubble. I think he's doing that just to try and contest this a bit longer. Bit of a weird one, I got to say, because I would have imagined as Wolfhounds there, you accepting that fight loss. You've still got 2 minutes left on the, or 3 minutes left on the clock. Yeah.
This is so cruel. This is so cruel. They're just letting Dominus walk slowly but surely. He didn't even walk off the map, and now his body's hanging over the cliff. That was so mean, Lunar Falcons. But to be fair, in that situation, you've just had a 10 ultimate fight over the course of almost, well, over a minute. And then just staggering that D.Va out is going to allow for a lot more time. And then Dominus going to take on the Winston. So, swapping it up, I think this swap is good. Just because the support's gonna have a lot better, well, probably a better time against Winston in all fairness, because Sleep Dart a lot easier to hit. No defense matrix,
you're not trying to get it through the defense matrix as Dominus jumps in there and falls anyway to Zombie. That very aggressive Winston playstyle, going in almost alone there as he aggressed. You know, the cart's moving back now because Wolfhounds are going to have to go running back to spawn and wait for Dominus. That was a weird play, but they have got the copy online, but they're looking at a Nano Blade right now, and Elemento has been incredible with these Nano Blades so far, so I'm expecting big things as long as Ekash can get it up in time for the engagement. You're seeing it as Connor jumps to this high ground, you know, doesn't want to give Wolfhounds free reigns, but a huge nade from Pizza Lover as suddenly goes flying into the backline and finds Ekash. No Nano Blade today as Dominus takes down Zombie, and I think that will be just a complete sweep there as Pizza Lover is still on the prowl with the Nano Boost onto Dominus. Elemento takes down suddenly, but it's not going to be enough. Elemento jumping onto point there, trying to just keep this point alive as his team come running in. I don't think the Anna is quick enough, but the Nano Boost onto Zombie, a questionable play as Zombie falls instantly. You gotta like the belief that they had in themselves.
Yeah. To be fair, I do think, like, Ekash was walking around the right-hand side, and he was, I knew it, and I knew whenever he was walking this way, he was looking at Elemento through the wall, just thinking, oh, I'm so close, but just let me see you, let me give you my help, and he just was not even a nano in time. So I think he found a little bit of a desperation play, but in all fairness, he is now swapping onto the Kiriko, so matching 60, and it is another massive ult coming in here. It's going to be Ian. Oh, Elemento just taking out Todd immediately with the Dragon Blade. Octo using Rally, helping out in the backline from the Dominus Primal Rage. Pizza Lover going to get stunned out by Octo. It's a 1v1 on their side. Meanwhile, the team fight going ahead. Suddenly, and 60 getting focused by Connor. It's chaos, but Elemento with another kill, and Connor's just going to clean this up. Them two running forward, mincing up the entirety of Wolfhounds. And that was a good fight, I think, for Lunar Falcons. 2 ults for 2 ults, and they cleaned it up well. And another huge stagger. Really not probably needed.
They're still cleaning it up. Pizza Lover is alive and well on top of this car. They're not able to secure the kill, but they have got a lot of resource out. And the Primal Rage from Connor as he jumps into the spawn doors, literally did the touch the spawn door challenge, and just denied Wolfhounds a bit of time there. They've only got 1:20 on the clock. Now, it is escort, so if they get it in overtime, it's not going to mean, you know, they're not going to run out of time. But you do want to get an equal time. A lot of ultimates have come out again there as Pizza Lover's taken the copy, and Todd has gone flying into the backline and take down Elemento. So he pulled out the blade, but not able to find anything. A Zombie pops the railgun, trying to find anything, walks down the corner, no shield in his face. He cannot get damage through. You know, the defense matrix is gone, and now all he can find is a copy of Pizza Lover that was ending the time anyway. Zombie, though, takes down the actual Pizza Lover with a beautiful headshot with the railgun there. Such a Sojourn merchant, this guy.
Realistically, if you're in Wolfhounds now, you're thinking, uh-oh. Because that fight, looking at the analytics, we were looking at a flawless fight for Wolfhounds with 3 ultimates, and they came into it and got 1 kill. One
Yeah.
kill. It was unfortunate, but you know what? They have another final fight coming up here. They have a continuing rush. They have a primal rage.
Right now.
But yeah, it's literally about to go down for real. Ekash gonna have the continuing rush on board. This could be crucial because Elemento, and he's gone. Octo gonna take out 60. That kill is huge, by the way. 60 gone in this final fight could be devastating. It's not gonna happen. Connor's just cleaning up the kills with the help of Ekash. Now, Dominus does have a primal. If he's able to stall for long enough, 60 might be able to get back, and he is. And here comes the final fight. Which,
the final,
way.
yeah. The Kid come out from 60 and suddenly has got a railgun sitting ready to shoot, but he's not able to find any damage with it. But all of Wolfhounds are back on this point. The blade has come out from Elemento. No nano boost this time. See what he can do. And he does. Takes down suddenly, but Pizza Lover is the one getting the kill with Ekash. Connor with the primal rage, still kicking about. Feel like it's going on for about 30 seconds now as he takes down Todd. Elemento with a kill as well. This is not looking good for Wolfhounds as Falcons are sweeping it through their takedown. Zombie gets killed right at the end. Won't go to a third attack as Falcons sweep up that map.
Really good job coming in from Lunar Falcons, because that fight started really scrappily because Elemento died with Blade, then Octo killed 60 who had Kitsune. Here's the double slash, and just so sleek. Coming in. Yeah, what happened there? Because that radius went on to Dominus, but then it didn't.
I honestly, I want to go have a look at the code and see what happened. I'm thinking maybe the box blocked it at the second, but you can always slide B, can't you? So after that map, we are now tied up 1-1. We were all expecting this to be a close one, and I'm assuming, it's nearly 8 p.m. now. I'm guessing this is going to be a late night as we get tied up here. Obviously, this is best of 7 for those who are new joiners. This is best of 7, so we will be going until the team gets 4 map wins. So I don't know about you, but I need a break. The amount of ultimates used in that lobby, I think there's more ultimates used there than all of yesterday.
That is probably a good assumption. So we will take a small, probably few-minute break, just let teams and let us go probably get a drink and such. And this is going to be this is a best of 7, just to remind people. So this is at least going another 3 maps. So we're going to see a push, we're going to see a flashpoint, and we're going to see a very decisive hybrid, because realistically, if that hybrid draws, we're getting a map 6, it could be a map 7. Who knows, it could even be a map 8. So we will see you guys back very soon with more Wolfhounds versus Falcons gameplay as we tie the series up 1-1.
are back from our mid-break. We have seen 2 maps right now of this grand finals best of 7 matchup between Wolfhounds and Falcons, and it's been a close one so far. Tied up at 1-1 as we head over to Flashpoint, and I can confirm that the map coming up is finally a departure from what we've seen throughout the rest of the tournament, which has been everyone loving Soravaso. We are going over to New Junk City. Now, Kia, we did joke about forcing teams to pick this today. I promise we have not said anything to any of these
No,
teams. They have
you
chosen
did
off
this.
their own back.
You did this before because people wouldn't suspect that until you actually say it, and then people will suspect that. We've
Hey, the
been
amount of
over this.
conspiracies that have been chucked around about me recently,
Oh, brother.
I'll just lay down the truth, okay? So,
Okay.
yeah, Wolfhounds Falcons jumping in here, going over to New Junk City. I think we go straight into this map, no waiting around. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Finally, so happy. It is justice for the underappreciated Flashpoint map in this league. Apparently, just not being chosen that
It's
much.
without a doubt my favorite Flashpoint map of them all. Which, granted, there's only
Oh,
2,
two.
and I just don't like the other one. So
Yeah, I would say for this map, it's the fact I like Saravasa in the fact that it has, environmental plays, it can have good team plays, multiple different angles, but there's something about this map that has more character. It just
Yeah.
seems to embody Overwatch more for me because it has so many references, so many funny just signs, and just so much personality that I don't think Saravasa honestly offers to the same amount. So I am really looking forward to this right now because not only do we have New Junk City, we have the Junkrat King himself, Pizza Lover, taking back the role. So will we see our first Pizza Lover combo? Who knows? Dominus going to be taking on Orisa with Connor as well. We have Sixy on the Kiriko with Ekash on the Baptiste, Octo and Todd on the Lucios, and then suddenly on the Cassidy with Zombie and Elemento taking on what seems to be a Symmetra, but will most likely be a Sojourn, and May Choice, and they're taking a very different angle.
Yeah, Elemento's May has been such a strong point for Falcons. I'm not surprised about that pick. But the thing is, when you go for the Symmetra TP and swap to the Sojourn, your Sojourn is so far behind. That's what we're seeing here, as Wolfhounds are completely set up and Zombies only just walked into the fight. So the map has been flipped here as Wolfhounds are just rotating around to try and catch Falcons. They've got a bit more of that long distance damage compared, Ekaj and Zombie are able to poke out Wolfhounds there. But the wall has come out from Elemental very early, and that does mean the Wolfhounds can go a bit aggressive without having to worry about the May wall.
You could have literally put circus music going da 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 da, because that is all I had in my mind as both teams rotate around and round. Finally dropping onto the point though, Connor and Dominus just locking heads, and Pizza love the combo. Unfortunately, I wasn't watching, but it's fine because it really just backed it up. Suddenly taken out too, and that fight, I don't know how, but realistically, Lunar Falcons actually lost that fight because they took the point presence first. They allowed high ground for all Wolfhounds to just barrage them down with every resource really they had available.
Well, it's a stark difference you see between high elo and low elo is understanding that being on point isn't always the strongest positioning, and that's what we've seen there. Falcons have gone a bit aggressive to try and get that point capture, and Wolfhounds have just destroyed them from every angle. Now, Peter Level was trying to set up there for a sneaky bit of damage as Falcons walked up here, and they've gone for the same engagement again. They've gone around from this back side to walk around. Wolfhounds have rotated while leaving Peter Lover, who's got a tire cooking. The Immortality has come out, so I'm expecting to see the tire pop out in a few seconds, but the window has come from Ekaj, and a lot of damage is being pumped out by the side of Lunar Falcons.
Pizza Lover currently a 1 HP! Low! He's being chased round and round! Catch him, Octo, please! He's still alive! He kills Zombie on 1 HP after hitting 2 direct shots. The Riptire and the Terror Surge gonna come through here. The Soundbarrier almost doesn't go through from Octo, so close! He is gonna get killed. Oh, wait, no one touched the point.
They had to hide. The tire was coming around, and they High Noon was on point. They couldn't walk out of there. And Wolfhounds have just taken that point 100% to 0.
Yeah, that not really what I was expecting, but looking at the ult charges, it kind of shows why Wolfhounds were able to shut out that space. 4 ults into that one fight. Meanwhile, both support ults out from Lunar Falcons, so they have a lot more damage resources available in this next fight. High Noon on this high ground has really not got that many shutdowns. We do have a Javelin Spin, Spear, and then realistically Cleanse from 60's Kirko as well. Zombie's Overclock, though, is just going to cause a massacre if it's used in a good position. And there's the Spear! Yeah,
he's taking Elemental out of High Noon. Yeah, he's walking across this bridge now, suddenly takes down Connor Mormon, and they're taking so much space. Pizza Lover in a duel with Zombie going so low and Zombie feeding off the kill. The point has been flipped over to Wolfhound, so we're not going to see 100% to 0 again here, as Wolfhound seem very scattered as they try and run away from Zombie Sojourn.
Yeah, he's on this high ground, really uncontested. Todd dropping seriously critical, just going to have to back away. Everyone trying to take that high ground presence from Wolfhounds. While Lunar Falcons are going to just recap the point. Todd does use a sound barrier really early in here. Terror Surge coming in from Connor is going to get a lot of good damage in, and Zombie going to pick up the kill onto Todd. Suddenly dropping to Elemento. They do lose E-Cash in this interaction, but Elemento going to come in, clean up the kills. And that is a really good fight win for Lunar Falcons using 2 ults. And Elemento already building another High Noon back up. So they have more ults to use initially here, but if this fight draws out any longer, could be in a world of hurt from 3 of Wolfhounds.
Yeah, 60% on the point here. With how quick Flashpoint ticks up, this is last fight territory for Lunar Falcons here. You know, that 75% to me, obviously they're close here, so they're not going to do it. But 75% to me is the cutoff point of, okay, we ignore this point, we go next. Because, like, it's so important now. Pizza Lover hiding in the midst of the backline as the window is popped by Ekaj, but the Kitsune is the one helping Dominus get the kill. High Noon has been dropped on this high ground, but everyone is hiding so perfectly from it. And Dominus steps down the corner just quick enough to stop him getting caught by the High Noon. Falls to Connor Mormon as the tire comes in from Pizza Lover and catches Octo to allow Wolfhounds to stay in this fight a bit longer. Pizza Lover takes down Connor. This guy's unstoppable, but stopped he is by Zombie.
Yeah, that Riptire literally... Oh, Zombie! Oh my word! The assassination attempt really backfired there. Slid in and just slid right back to the respawn room. Yeah, Pizza Lover with a really good Riptire, killing off Octo, and Connor basically dropped right down to 1 HP and got finished off after. So it is going to be a battle of Terror Surge versus basically nothing in this final fight on this second point. If Lunar Falcons do cap this, I think they will have a little bit of an easier time dealing with the next point, but the high ground pressure from Wolfhounds is going to try and shut them out. It is making space, making room. They're trying to get forward, but they're going to take the low ground. 95% coming up to it, and Zombie going to get dropped really early. Connor is going to get soloed by the Terror Surge. Dominus is holding that down, not able to get any value for it, but his Fortify is up longer than Connor's, so he's going to be able to pressure him a lot more. Elemento does take out suddenly, but Elemento not going to be able to do enough, I think, for the team. There's just too many alive for Wolfhounds.
Yeah, he tried his best there to take down all of Wolfhounds, but they're not enough. A Soul Cassidy against 5 Wolfhounds is never going to end well. Now, Wolfhounds 2-0 on this map. They're looking to sweep out this Flashpoint choice. Something I got to say about the loser picks is, you know, you always see people play so perfectly on their choice maps, and that's what we've seen. You know, Falcons, they chose the Gibraltar, they knew how to play it. Wolfhounds have chosen this map, and they know how to play it. 2-0, walking into this third point, an equal-ish old pools. I was trying to work out the term there as Dominus goes onto this high ground, but 2 ults have been popped. The Kitsune and the Terror Surge as Octo finds Dominus.
Yeah, Dominus just dropping really quickly there. The rest of the team just let back and really let to die as Dominus just couldn't escape. 60 taken out by Zombie. There is a little bit of contention coming in from Todd, but Zombie. Oh, excuse me, am I getting those kills? Excuse me, dear me, I came out suddenly. But with this next fight, the thing is, right, on this point specifically, I'm just looking for one Lucio environmental. That's all I'm looking for.
If any Lucios are going to give it to us, it's going to be Todd and Octo. So I'm waiting patiently.
Yeah, Octo probably been the one who's gotten, I think, maybe slightly more environmental kills over the course of this entire upper bracket, top 4. High Noon coming in from Sunley, just gonna walk on over. Everyone is hiding. This is like a game of hide and seek, and they are all professionals from Lunar Falcons. No value, 70% popping up. Pizza Lover and Todd with both ults, but here comes this Kitsune in from Ekash. Todd is going to drop quickly, just caught out of position. Zombie is critical, but so is Suddenly, and Pizza Lover is going to get the kill on the Zombie. Element is going to get a kill on the Suddenly. The boop! It's in, and it's 2 from Octo! Yes! That's what you'd like to see.
With how well Lunar Falcons swept to that point, you would have assumed that they were the people who were 2 up in this map because they did perfectly. Wolfhounds struggled to find any purchase, and Todd dying so early with beat there. That's, you know, your Lucio is kind of your win condition because that's going to shut down anything that Falcons do to you. So that really spelled defeat, but you know, Pizza Lover very disciplined to hold on to Tyre and just kind of accept, okay, maybe this fight isn't the most winnable of fights. Let's hold on and go next. As Dominus gets his Terror Surge up as well, the Kitsune about to be online, and there's the Tyre in the back line trying to find, you know, it's coming over, it's cooking, it's waiting, it's flying. The Terror Surge comes out and catches Octo. Elemental takes down the Tyre, but it's not enough as Dominus takes down Zombie. And as I say that, Elemental with the high noon takes down suddenly. Connor finds his counterpart and Todd able to get a kill. It's
DB, I'm not entirely certain, but I think we were a bit too hypnotized by the Rip Tyre, and I think Octo might have Ajaxed.
That's an ultimate that's not been seen.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, and I'm fearing the worst because he just did such an epic play last, and now it's like it's just back to it. Kitsune rush in from 60, gonna go in hardcore. Dominus just getting focused on heavily. Clan's gonna come in. This is like a turf war once more. Ultimate gonna come in, overclock from Zombie, sound barrier from Todd trying to get this damage really early on, but Terror Surge coming in from Connor. He's gonna get dropped seriously low really quickly. He's gonna get taken out by Todd, but a Kitsune rush is still gonna get invested in from Ekash. I don't think it's enough. Ekash, he is gonna get a kill on the Dominus. They need these kills in soon and quick. Ekash is still trying to pressure. He's getting a good amount of headshots, but he's not able to get any kills. Zombie gonna get taken out, and it is now just the supports left for Lunar Falcons. And with Suddenly still with his high noon, oh, nice shots. He's not, no one's gonna be able to touch.
Yeah, the positioning a bit crazy there from Elemento as he tried to go into the back line of Wolfhounds and get a pick with the Cassidy and just got completely shut down by Pizza Lover and Suddenly there. So I gotta think, you know, a bit scrappy from Falcons towards the end there, but this is the point you were talking about. This is Octo with the boop. Go on, look at this guy. He's waiting. He knows where the edge of the map is. He's keeping an eye. As soon as people start walking towards, hang on, I'm getting it. I'm getting the play. He's in the trap. He does not care.
I love the fact as well that immediately after that Kitsune rush actually really helped with that, because I don't think he would have got boop up that fast if it wasn't in Kitsune rush. So that trap helped him line it up, you know, slowly but surely. Target acquired, bang. So pretty good going. I would say that every single time we saw any fight go forth, it was off the back of just a kill from the DPS side, because the Dominus and Connor, I think both kind of struggled to deal with so much damage, because the spam from Pizza Lover, Zombies charge shots, and then both Cassidy's again, kind of just Orissa's worst nightmare at this point is the character Cassidy. But it is 2-1 for Wolfhounds as Falcons now get to pick the next map. It is a little bit now of a tennis match, so someone is going to have to break the silence because we cannot go to deuce this entire way through. We will have a championship winner crowned by the end of it, so it's going to be their hybrid choice, so we'll see what they go with. I can't lie, I'm hoping for King's Row, because I don't think I've seen or got to commentate a King's Row game. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry.
Man, as soon as you said that, I was like, this choice is not going to be what you're expecting.
Okay, so you said Gibraltar is your least favorite map. This is my least favorite map. So,
come on, lead us in. What are we going
to do? I don't even want to say the name of it.
We are heading over to everyone's favorite hybrid map.
Shut up.
Numbani, I gotta say, the soundtrack for this map is one of the best in the game, though. So at least there's that. Yeah, that's not enough. A point you were talking about the tanks during that map taking a lot of damage. I think Flashpoint in general feels like that, doesn't it? You know, if you're playing the tank, you're the main focus, because when it's a King of the Hill with such a small area, you constantly feel like you're the point of contact for both teams.
anytime I think any Orisa tried to make a play, they were making space, they were going in, and a lot of the time I feel like fights were determined weirdly by how long Dominus or Connor held Terra Surge down for, because Dominus was holding for longer periods of time, keeping Fortify up for longer, whilst the rest of his team was just able to shoot kind of for free. He was attracting that attention away. So this map is very different from anything else we will see. I am ready for this to be over in a jiff, because realistically, I will say this once, and I will always say this: if you cap first point, you will cap second, and you will most likely cap third. It just feels like one of those maps. Because
second point barely exists, does it? Second point is the kind of thing that you just walk through, and you're almost, as the defense, playing like to slow them down a bit. There's no real choke points you can stack up on, other than right at the start and right at the end. So second point just disappears. Third point then is the one that you start getting a bit of purchase on. But yeah, this is a first point kind of map.
Yeah, and with the selection of characters, I must say I'm actually a bit surprised that this is what Lunar Falcons chose, because they know that Pizza Lover plays Junkrat, so they cannot push in the upper direction and they cannot take the lower tubing underneath it. So they are really only going to have to play dive, which they are gonna go with. They have Connor back on the Winston, so it's the same format as we saw on the on Watchpoint Gibraltar, weirdly enough, so a little bit of similarities, but we do see the mirror match on supports and almost on the DPS, so Sixy and Todd taking on that Anna Brig, whilst Dominus is on the Diva. So only two differences between these teams, and I think it's probably going to be the biggest difference, considering it's a lot of spam damage and a lot of peel with Defense Matrix, versus a lot of up-close damage for Lunar Falcons.
Yeah, playing the dive here with the Winston. Look, Winston's already engaged, and Elemento's still setting up to jump in. So it's weird with the Trace here. You want to look at kind of the echo and the high mobility, but Connor Mormon takes down Pizza Lover there. Is Dominus able to take him down? But I think he's done the damage he needs to. A huge nade dropped from Sixy there. This man showing why he replaced me on the Wolfhounds lineup, as he catches all of the support line of Lunar Falcons and sends them running away. Don't worry, no hard feelings.
I was literally like I felt like that was a subtle like jab at them, but at the same time it was like,
I love the guy. He's very fun.
And he's dead.
Him down instantly.
Wow, that just seems way too fitting, and definitely not scripted. Maybe it was scripted. The fire right now is everywhere. Currently, Todd is on the high ground trying to face off Connor. Dominus is going to get dropped by Elemento really far back, and currently Lunar Falcons are going to take a really good point pressure. Suddenly, though, making his way up to Ekash, he's going to have to try and survive this attack. He's going to drop low, but again, they kind of have to forfeit the point. They do not have a Diva in mech, and they have no way of peeling for the damage that Lunar Falcons are pouring in. So this is what Lunar Falcons need to do, I think, every fight, and if they can continue it, then they're going to do really well. But this next payload push is going to be over in like 30 seconds anyway. So
you talked about the Pizza Lover dominance, and we're seeing the complete reverse of this. This is the second time the Pizza Lover is the first to die. On this map, it's very hard to walk into a Junkrat. So knowing you're playing against Pizza Lover, you gotta, okay, first point, we gotta kill him first. And they forced him off the Junkrat already. Pizza Lover going over to the Cassidy, as ultimates coming online a lot stronger for the side of Lunar Falcons. They are coming up on all 5 ults, whereas Pizza Lover is very far behind. Suddenly he's lacking a bit, and Todd a bit as well. So I'm expecting to like you said, going to a bit of the bit of the rap god during this fight as everyone drops their ultimates. And there we have it.
Here's a nano boost.
Nano boosts Connor. He's got the primer online. He's gone flying into the back line. He's trying to find 60, but 60 sends him running away as he drops his own nano boost onto suddenly instantly finds a headshot onto Zombie, while the shield of Octo is popped to try and keep all of the team alive. Ekaj with a beautiful sleep there, just slowing down Wolfhounds for a second. And, we finally get to take a breather as it stabilizes for a few seconds.
That was 6 ultimates for 1 kill. Like, that is just the definition of Overwatch. Elemento does get a kill on the Pizza Lover. Dominus is going to drop as well through the self-destruct. Good sleep from Sixy, but Connor going to use his bubble to protect. He just bounced off the payload onto the high ground. What sort of tech was that? And Zombie is just gonna clean up the kills. That was such a weird mechanic. But right now, 4 minutes 40 is a huge time bank, and DV, we have a destroyer on Pizza Lover right now. He has chosen the mechanical beast himself.
I remember the good old days where you'd go Bastion, sit on the bushes on this top high ground and just rain damage around the corner constantly. But bit of a change up now. Elemento coming to close to this pulse one. This guy's been so perfect with his sticks. I'm expecting something big to come out. But it's Todd dropping the rally to engage this fight. Elemento drops the pulse one, but not able to find anything because he gets slept. And Pizza Lover drops his own nade all into the backline to find Elemento as he's trying to back out.
Well, we got a lot of times, like, Todd, honestly, that was disgusting. Just literally walked in.
Sorry, I've just had confirmation that the shield bash of Todd was what cancelled Elemento's pulse bomb. That is painful. That is not what you want to happen. There's a split second to cancel that. Oh, and he took it in stride. Zombie with a nano boosters come flying over the top with his railgun. He finds 60. Connor takes down his opposite number of dominers, and this is what the Lunar Falcons need to finally get through this choke. You know, it looked for a second the Wolfhounds were going to hold on to a bit longer, but 3 minutes 20 still on the clock as Elemento and Zombie sweep up, moving into this final fight.
And we did see 60 play onto the Baptiste. Oh my goodness, and there he goes again. Suddenly does have, right, Dominus, dear me, that damage is overwhelming. Elemento choosing the Bastion of his own, and that is a huge Lunar Falcons 3-3, and it's 3 and 303. So an unbelievable time. As I said before, if you cap the first, you'll cap the second, and you will most likely cap the third. But I did not expect each of those to have a time bank of a minute left on average. So Wolfhounds maybe understanding why Lunar Falcons played this map as their choice of hybrid.
As close as this series has been, right, scoreline-wise, not a single point has felt close. When we're looking at Flashpoint, nearly every point was 100-0, and yet it still went, I think it was 3-1 or 3-2 at the end. Like we're seeing here, you know, I'm expecting a strong push from Wolfhounds as they come out of spawn here. What? Anyway, yeah, I'm, you know, the scoreline may be close, the rounds themselves are not.
I'm just baffled by Connor saying that Zombie is eating a kebab, because I for a second I genuinely believed him. I'm actually not too sure, but if Zombie is eating whilst playing this map, that is just borderline impressive. So they are going to play the exact same composition as they did on attack, playing it on this defense. However, Elemento now off this Bastion and onto the Echo. Whilst there's a lot of substitutions coming in character-wise for Wolfhound, suddenly now taking on the Cassidy again. Dom is opting for the Ramatra, and a character I don't think we have seen in a very long time, the intoxicated masochist himself, Reaper.
Yeah, so the Reaper play from Pizza, not really any combos that we can shout about there, but you saw that Wolfhounds waited a second, ran in, the Shield of Dominus shut down Ekaj's nade, which is the strongest thing you can do as Anna on this defensive point, and they are moving as an absolute unit as they walk around. Connor trying to get some purchase with this Winston, but jumping into a Reaper is never fun, and Pizza Lover shows us exactly that as he takes down Connor, and Wolfhounds show no signs of slowing down. They're running around, they're flipping this map, they are looking to take the high ground and make it their own. Octo and Ekaj just hiding in the corner.
Is this attack again for Lunar Falcons? Because right now, it's looking like it. 4 people caught on the other side of the point. Elemento and Zombie both really close to their ultimates. Todd almost killing Zombie off there, looking for the kill. 60 also dropping really critical. Good sleep dart from Ekaj on the Pizza Lover. He's going to fall asleep for a few seconds. Going to wake up, and Connor is just going to drop again. The damage onto this Winston is too much. Elemento going to go for the Transfiguration. 60 going to pick up the kill onto Octo. Zombie barely going to be able to get the touch, but I don't even know if it's going to be enough. He is going to invest the overclock. He's going to have to pick up like 3 kills here, but he's not able to get... Well, he's going to be able to get 1, but the kills are back and forth, and it is now Elemento as Todd cleans up the
DPS player, taking down 2 at the end of that.
Is that quicker? Is that quicker than what Lunar Falcons did to them?
I would have to
Maybe.
get confirmation from somewhere else, but that is very close indeed.
close, yeah.
Yeah, that coming in there, I think Pizza Lover getting slept on the high ground. You kind of think, okay, that Lunar Falcons have a chance to stabilize this, but while you're looking at that, suddenly he's the one getting the picks. You can't always count on Zombie to get a kill. No, it seems that no matter if his team are completely dead, he'll find something somewhere. But that was perfect from Wolfhounds. They struggled a bit to clean it up, but then they finally get there, and with they've still got 4.5 minutes on the clock.
Well, the fact is, they used what ult being window, and Lunar Falcons invested a lot more. Look at this Pizza Lover crouch tactic. Gonna change it from the Pizza Lover combo to the Pizza Lover crouch in a second if he keeps making slight moves like that. Good boop! That is a huge boop from Todd, by the way. He's gonna survive and get out of there. Moving both supports down. Good sound barrier as well. Nano on the corner, suddenly gonna use his high noon. Ekash just cut off. This game, TV, might go to like 6-6 at this rate.
Yeah,
it's
Elemento's
just really
trying to find the trying to find 6. He takes down the Immortality and finally takes him down. As Dominus is down on the point, just throwing fists left, right, and center, able to find Octo. Elemento taking the Ramatra as well, but Dominus has popped the Annihilation. Found one, found the copy, looking for a third. There you have it as Wolfhounds go into this last point with that is an unbelievable time bank of 5 minutes.
This okay. Realistically, I don't want to watch this game for 30 minutes. So, if they full cap this, I might leave, go and live life, enjoy it, and then come back when this map ends. Because this is ridiculous right now from both teams.
Look at Pizza Lover.
Their attack is so different. That is a huge terror surge coming in from Connor. Pone in 3, not able to get the finisher, but Zombie is cleaning up the coast with the help of Elemento on the Bastion once more. They are finally able to stabilize a full-on fight. But again, the question has to be asked, can they defend this point for much longer? They have one, oh well, make that a kill to back it to Zombie with another one, but they only have the overclock, and 60 taking out Elemento with the help of Pizza Lover on that high ground. This Death Blossom window combo, imagine that as a combo. Like, disgusting.
Well, Pizza Lover was sat in the back line there, waiting to pop his ult, and Zombie found him and killed him straight away. The windows come out from 60 here, but in the shoes of Falcons, look, they've just walked around the corner. They don't even care, and they can re-engage. That window is completely negated now, as the high noon is dropped by suddenly in this front line, getting speed boost around the corner. But again, Falcons are just running away from it. Pizza Lover has been forced to get out of there, but he's dropped his... Oh, there is one. He's looking for another, but he gets taken down by Zombie's railgun. Zombie finding 2 there, trying to get through the beat of Todd, but I don't think the beat will be enough to stop the Falcons from just running over Wolfhounds here. There you have it. Zombie takes down Dominus, and I gotta say, in every fight, both teams just rotating so well. You know, for a second there, I thought the Falcons were on attack again.
Yeah, they almost just rotated right through the middle room. They were able to bend away from 2 devastating ults being Window and High Noon. I was interested by Sunley's option to use that out in the open without any like shield, because that javelin throw could have cancelled it again, like we have seen multiple times before from Connor. So honestly, this next fight again gonna be a pretty big one. They do have a lesser time bank than Lunar Falcons, but realistically, it might not amount to anything, because this map, as we have seen time and time again, it's going to prove a wipeout. Ekash going to get lifted up into the air, not going to be able to cleanse himself. He's going to TP away on really critical HP. Octo and Connor taken out by Pizza Lover, and I don't even know, can anyone touch? Yep, Elemental going to come back on the Tracer, but right now, Pizza Lover is going to be a little bit crazy with Dominus on this front line. Connor gonna fuck suddenly in as well, but it's kind of over the place.
Elemental was able to get the touch there and just allow for Lunar Falcons to get back out on point, but with the window online and the High Noon pushing through that, it's going to be very hard for Falcons to stabilize through this. As soon as Connor's dead there we have it. Elemental had to recall, forgot the name of the ability there, and that is just allowing the Wolfhounds to get through. I mean, I made the sound of the ability, but yeah. Pizza Lover opened that fight up perfectly with a 2k right at the start and just put Falcons on the back foot straight away.
Overall, that entire game really relied on the fact that I don't even think there was that many situations where either team used multiple ults together, because every single time we saw in that fight, we had Pizza Lover hold Death Blossom, go through with it. Suddenly using High Noon after Todd used Window, then, or sorry, 60 using Window, then Todd having beat drop the pressure or at any point, Dominus using Gravitational Flux on Ekash. Like, the entire Wolfhounds team were using them one by one, whilst Falcons were almost trying to combo their material the entire time. They weren't really using them as isolated ults. So maybe something to think about for this next point, because again, we're going to see the exact same, that's a new word, the exact same Orisa composition for both teams coming out. So Dominus no longer running the Sigma, going to pressure a lot quicker with the Orisa. And then again, it's the same comps, but just changing the tank to Orisa.
Well, looking at Pete Silver coming out with the Reaper again, when you're not walking with your Winston, it's a lot harder to get the same level of purchase because, look, Suddenly and 60 both have to play back, but Pete Silver has to play really forward. The synergy of Wolfhounds, though, look how quick they work up as a team, and they're walking into Elemento's absolute barrage. Elemento already at 30% on his ult, but gone very low. As crazy play from Octo as he tries to boop Wolfhounds back into that room. Wolfhounds just completely control this high ground right now.
Look at Elemento's ult charge, again, just climbing the ranks. This is why Echo is such a good character. No matter how far you shoot her shots, they are just going to pick up so much damage every single time. Suddenly going to get chased down. Pizza Lover taken out really early, trying to get a kill. Where are they going? Is this attack or defense again? Dominus takes out Octo, but Zombie with another kill, this time onto Suddenly, so both DPS gone for Wolfhounds. It's a 4 versus 3 in favor of Lunar Falcons, and everyone is just locked away in this room. They're gonna die off slowly but surely. Elemento with his ult on standby. Todd caught in a human sandwich.
Where's Pizza Lover going? Just leave. Don't walk in, man. He's getting awfully close. Yeah, that was, again, like the rotations from both of these teams there, you know, they both know exactly what they need to do as a team. They're moving so cohesively.
Yep.
Only 30 seconds on the clock, and the only ultimate on board is for Falcon. So you're walking into a wall right now. Suddenly he's changed over to the legs just to get a bit more of that mobility. I think that'll play more into the Reaper playstyle, but I'm assuming, you know, Zombie's railgun about to come online. It's going to be a very early window from 60 as soon as they get out onto this high ground, but it's Dominus who's taking a lot of damage as he tries to poke out. There you have it. The windows come out as Wolfhounds just try and secure this high ground, but they've had to drop the immortality incredibly early as Elemento goes for an Orisa of his own there. Walking through, Wolfhound still secured this high ground, but with Zombie's railgun out, it's forced Todd to drop the beat. Elemental going incredibly low in the copy, and it's both Terror Surges out on point as Dominus takes down Zombie. Nothing for the side of Connor Malman as Elemental able to beam down Dominus. Just this fight is very back and forth. Todd trying to keep it alive as long as he can while his DPS try and do wonders, and suddenly does exactly that.
Elemental is just touching this.
Suddenly, Connor takes down.
What? Wait, it's so close. It's so close. It's Pizza Lover versus Connor. The Death Blossom is so close. Dominus is gonna have to try and come back, but Pizza Lover, he's gonna walk off. He walks off. He tries to give himself some more space. That was just such a chaotic fight. Elemento got so many of those kills. I actually thought Wolfhounds had a chance at getting that. In a 5v3, they picked up 2 early kills, and then the damage just overwhelmed them. That fight went on for what felt like 2 minutes, realistically, longer than they even had a time bank for.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing both teams like playing around their ults so perfectly. Zombie and Elemento just such a synergistic duo of DPS players there, as they knew, look, we've got a copy online, we've got Railgun online. Take the Orisa, I'll pop my Railgun, and we can just apply so much pressure to Wolfhounds while they sit on this high ground. But you've got to think, when you're looking at a team that have such a purchase on your high ground, you're a bit scared. You're like, these guys have taken our land, you know, and that's not what happened with Falcons. They just stood their ground. They knew you have to take the point and you have to take it quickly.
Well, with this team, they're going to look at running the exact same thing. So they try to engage their fights quickly, because the thing is, right, this is, DV, on a technicality, drawable.
It
which
is
I
indeed.
did mention before. So it is looking to be a very hard defense coming in for Wolfhounds. They held it for maybe not even half of the time bank that Lunar Falcons have currently, being a minute and a half. So it is going to be craziness all round. And Dominus is running the Ramatra with suddenly running Soldier 70. Wow, really good early kill from Pizza Lover, targeting down Elemento before he can pick up the Mega. So suddenly on this high ground Soldier, I think might be the difference maker if he can stay alive and just pour damage in, because it is a large amount of spam of projectiles in this high ground. But Lunar Falcon's going to try and walk past. Dominus taking a lot of damage on the forefront here. Connor lasering him down. Pizza Lover coming onto the high ground though, helping out Elemento. Pizza Lover, there's so many people critical right now, trying to sustain the fight for both teams. Elemento going in. Zombie taken out in the high ground. Dominus is just walking in with Todd. They're going to take out one, make it two potentially with Octo. And Lunar Falcons are
confused with what Lunar Falcons did there. They looked like they were waiting for Zombie to come back, and then they just ignored it and ran in as a 4-man, and then they just got picked down very quickly. I think they're down to 1:50 now when they started with over three minutes. So questionable play. It did look for a second like they were going to be able to do it, but Pizza Lover and suddenly getting kills, and Dominus taking down Ekaj straight away. Again, that's just destroying the time bank of Lunar Falcons, as they're gonna have to back out there. I'm hoping that Lunar Falcons they actually just stay out here and wait for their Baptiste, but they're already rotating and looking to set up.
That was probably the biggest example of when you should try and use recall in real life, because you were going back on your words. I feel like everyone does that, and it's always really funny just because it's so just funny to listen to. So thank you for that. 60 gonna get a really good burst down onto Elemental. Dominus is kind of stuck in a huge pincer. He's gonna be forced to use an annihilation. This is really bad for Lunar Falcons right now, because they are losing teammates left, right, and center. Because like it is chaos. They do have the ults. So
well, that's what I was about to say. Do you think that they've gone, right, boys, we can cap this in OT, that doesn't matter. If we get 5 ults, we hit them with 5 ults. It's a risky play, because looking at the other side of Wolfhounds there, you know, they've popped 2 ults and they've put them down to 30 seconds.
It is going to be final fight situation coming in. So realistically, what I am expecting is the win condition for Wolfhounds is an Ajax, and he almost got up a Pizza Lover. So much damage with that Death Blossom. He's gonna get 3 with the help of Dominus, and that might just be it. I don't even know. There's 3 ults, but
there's still 2 ults in the backline of Lunar Falcons not used. With 7 seconds left, no one's going to be able to touch there. Lunar Falcons really did not play that well. They had 3 minutes and they did not use them well.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, and just everyone, would you believe it? The worst map gives the worst result. Who saw that one coming? Honestly, I do think the entire Wolfhounds team going Bro and Nimbani is entirely just that is the best embodiment, I think, of 2 teams calling each other out for playing Brawl on such a map like this. But realistically, DB, this could go to map 8 now, and I don't like that thought. I don't want to be here till midnight.
I'm having so many. Sorry, sadly you guys cannot see the game chat on stream, but they are going off at each other. Now we were tied up. We're not tied up. It's still 2-1 because
no, it's still 2-1.
No one got a point off the back of that map.
In the words of Sexy quickly, Nimbani won there. That is the realest comment. I'm gonna frame that on a wall.
I guess do we decide map then? Because no one did. So what was that? That was hybrid. So we're going over to push now. Quick on while we talk about that map a bit. Everyone in chat, give us your favorite push maps, and we'll see what we like there. Let's break that down. You know, we saw the Brawl of the Aristas coming out, and that's so different to what we saw at the start of the map, where we saw Connor trying to engage with the Winston. You know, Pizza Lover sitting on the Junkrat on the high ground, and Connor just comes flying over the top, takes him out, and just destroys all of Wolfhounds very quickly. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on in chat at the moment. I'm just trying to keep an eye on.
Everything is just going back and forth between talking about compositions, talking about why on earth anyone would play Brawl on that map. But realistically, it is going to be an absolute phenomenal series. I do think that I did mention Wolfhounds were using their entire ultimate material one by one, and again, it really resulted in them picking up those wins because there was 3 ults from Falcons at one point and 2 from Wolfhounds, and then there was 2 from Falcons they couldn't even use. So it is just, I think, what we would say ultimate usage. It really did come down to it. The picks from Wolfhounds in like the earliest 2 fights was really good. I think especially Pizza Lover and realistically as well Sixy with really good early shots, and then after that Dominus and Todd just walking on that high ground really came in clutch. So it could go either way for any of these maps, considering, as I just said, it could go to 8 maps. So we'll have to see how we get a discussion around it. The teams currently are discussing of why we are the ones to pick it potentially. So
because we've just had to sit
before.
through Numbani. We've let the teams choose their maps for a bit, and they've chosen Numbani. That's why you don't get to. That's why you don't get to choose. I'm waiting because chat hopefully will be coming in with some maps picked.
True.
But yeah, so looking here, like we said, these teams have met in the past. They met in the regular seasons. It was a 3-1 win to Falcons. They met yesterday in the bracket, and it was a 3-1 win to Wolfhounds. So both teams have had incredible runs through the brackets. Falcons getting an FF win against Oblivion, which was questioning, okay, do Oblivion deserve to be in the losers bracket? And then Falcon said, yes, they do. We are knocking them out. Incredible plays from Falcons. I'm seeing the only idea we've had put in chat right now is skip push. So
I can't lie. I was gonna say why play push. Like you said, if anyone has any suggestions, which are like what your favorite push map is, I was just gonna expect no one to say anything. But that might be even better because push is just universally like it's okay, but at the same time, the maps are always quite nah. So we will see. But overall, I do think we've seen the most from. Is it Esperanza? I feel like we've seen the most, or is it New Queens?
I
feel like it's either.
I've only commentated New Queens in this tournament. I've not most of the games I've commentated on have been 3-0, so hardly ever going over to this map. I was about to put us in, and then I was hit with the not ready. So
the back button. Well, by the looks of it, because we definitely had a discussion there, DB, you liar, you lied to me. We didn't have any sort of discussion. You just chose. Yeah. You just took Jay's opinion. This is biased. I'm filing for a divorce and commentator term.
No, so we're gonna be moving over to New Queen Street here as people complaining in chat about the different role play and stuff. Connor put it perfectly. I'm not going to repeat his words, but we're moving over to New Queen Street there as both teams are ready. There's so much going on in chat that
right. I believe Wolfhounds are ready whenever they were unready, and then they were ready, and then Falcons were ready, and maybe they might not be ready, but overall we're ready, so they should be ready.
You said the word ready so many times that I'm just assuming everyone's ready at this point. I haven't.
Why were you not ready for it? Were you not ready?
Well, I was born ready for the finals, man. I gotta say, we're 5 weeks in. I've genuinely enjoyed commentating over this so much. I think I've commentated this tournament more than like anything else in my commentating career. Probably some Dystopia pugs back in the day, but I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out from both these teams here. Like we said, they've clashed a lot. We've seen the guys fight on the Orissas. We've seen these guys fight on Dive. I'm assuming it's an Orissa coming out here. We'll find out in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, don't saying anyone up for a live Weaver mirror. I don't think anyone wants that realistically. But Wolfhounds definitely seem to be enjoying this. Like they seem to be interacting an awful lot, having a lot more banter with it. just in the middle of the game, which I think is the best part of what you like to see from Overwatch games, as much as confusion might go forward and everything. So we do have the same composition coming in from Lunar Falcons. This time, though, Ekash is on Lucio, Octo on the Kiriko, and Zombie on the Cassidy. So not the Sojourn that he is renowned for. Meanwhile, the same composition coming back in as we saw on that defensive point with Pizza Lover and suddenly taking on Junkrat and Cassidy once again. So the fight gonna go through. Zombie rolling through a Junkrat bomb and a Pizza Lover flying off the crust. He's into the deep below. Connor with a really good spear there, just making so much good space. Suddenly gonna try and prove around, almost rolling off the map as well. But being down one Pizza Lover equals a very hard point to win. Todd does get the kill on the Ekash off the back of Suddenly's headshot and Hinda combo. So, oh my god, no, Connor, you can't! That's disgusting!
This guy's unstoppable with the spears. Yeah, they've got a bit of push onto the car as they move through already. Granted, they don't have their Lucio, but that person is going to be the best to get back quickly. The window comes out from 60 just to stop Connor being able to stand on that car. He has to walk back around to his team, but his entire team is waiting to back him up. Dominus tries to go aggressive with his whatever that mode is called, is the
Nemesis.
High noon. Yeah, goes aggro with the Nemesis, gets taken down to such lower health. Elemento copying with his own Nemesis ability, walking on top of Dominus there. That a lot of ults popped from the side of Lunar Falcons, but you know they were worthwhile ultimates. They've used 2 and they've won the fight.
Yeah. Yep, 2 ultimates, honestly a good percentage of what resources they have left. They have a beat drop coming up, a Terror Surge from Connor, and a immediate Kitsune from Octo. Meanwhile, Todd, Pizza Lover, and Dominus going to be coming up on their ults, as does Suddenly. So realistically, going to be a 3 ult fight for both teams at a minimum. Todd going to walk away. Beat drop going to come in here. Pizza Lover is going to have this Riptire, and it's immediately dead from Ekash. Beat drop going to come out from him. Elemento going to get a kill on the Pizza Lover. The Terror Surge coming out from Connor, and the Annihilation from Dominus just staying there. He's not moving. He is just a wall, and he's going to kill off Ekash suddenly with a really good high noon. Connor's caught out. Both tanks going to drop, and now it's a 3 versus 3 in the point with both supports alive for both teams. Elemento, though, good flank coming in from him. Takes like 60. I think Lunar Falcons might still have a chance to push this.
Yeah, you know, this again is a very back and forth map. The bot hasn't got to a single checkpoint yet, but Wolfhounds, they're looking not the steadiest as they wait for their Mauga to come back from Dominus.
No,
Connor's on the Orisa still. He's done so well on this character that, you know, Mauga was very good before, but with this current patch, it's definitely the game of Orisas, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, with Mauga against Orisa, obviously, oh my goodness, sorry, suddenly just almost destroying Connor in so many headshots. He's just piling in this damage. There were so many times where Orisa versus Mauga was just so easy for Mauga to win because Orisa in Fortify would still get critically hit. So it's a lot easier for Orisa to kind of stay alive in this modern day and age. But currently, not an awful lot of trouble staying alive. Octo going to use Continuing Rush. Just going to back up Zombie with the high noon. Oh, excuse me, again, dear me, the Pepsi Max is not doing well on my digestive system. Zombie going to get the high noon kill. 2, make that another onto Suddenly. So, honestly, I don't know how I feel about the ult usage in that fight from even both teams, because realistically, how has Todd killed himself? What?
Yeah, that's not somewhere that Lucio can kill himself. Now, the checkpoint finally getting captured. I've got to say, Elemento still opting for the tank pick. So I know the change was ages ago, but with the echo change, the copying a tank doesn't give you the extra health. It's a controversial thing to go for the tanks, and he's still doing it and still finding worth with it. Whether or not they needed the ult, I don't know. But the teams are me again on this bot. Wolfhounds don't want to let them get any further. Falcons know they have close spawn right now, so, you know, if they lose someone, they can back out and re-engage very quickly. Pizza Lover dropping the railgun, playing the Sojourn so well. It's not his normal character, and he takes down one. He's looking for more, but he goes solo. He needs to be careful. Zombie taking down a very aggressive Dominus, who for some reason just left his team in the dust and sprinted around the corner. The beat comes out from Ekash that I, again, don't know if that was needed either, but both beats coming out. Todd wants to stabilize this fight as it's 3 for 3. The window is popped by 60, but it's Zombie who gets the kill onto Pizza Lover with the high noon 60 able to get a kill through it as well. Connor's back. This is not stopping the fight. He's still going.
Yeah. It's just constant back and forth. We had an overclock, then we followed it up with a beat drop, then we followed it up with another beat drop, then we followed it up with a high noon, and then we followed it up with a window. So realistically, the ults were just a game of table tennis. Pizza Lover is back on the Genji. Now, realistically, Ekash and Octo are going to have to be a little bit more scared of being dived upon by this Genji, but Zombie is going to try and have to shut him out. Kitsune Rush coming in from Octo. Connor does have this Terror Surge, might be looking for it after this Kitsune Rush goes forth. Dominus does almost have a cage fight ready to build up, but Zombie does take out that threat on his supports, being Pizza Lover. And now it's a 4 versus 5, and Lunar Falcons right now are doing so well. Another kill going to go in for them, and another. Dominus and suddenly again, both dropping simultaneously, with Elemento picking up the kill onto 60. The speed and aggression from Lunar Falcons right now is unreal. Wait, was I? What?
The
What?
win condition for Dominus there is the cage fight, and dying just as it comes online is not what you want to see. Pizza Lover is on the Reaper right now, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage with the cage fight as he gets dropped onto Elemento and Connor, but with the copy onto the Mauga, Connor's able to take down the Immortality, suddenly takes down Octo, but it's Elemento getting the pick onto Dominus, only one Mauga on the point, and it is the copy. 60 takes down Connor moment, but I don't know if it'll be another, yeah, Wolfhounds have sweeped that enough, but
Yeah.
very close to ending the map early there.
Well, let's look at the statistics right now. 2 meters to 122 basically. So right now, what is going to have to happen for Wolfhounds is they need to up their entire distance by what seems to be 60 times. Try and equal what Lunar Falcons have done. So it'll be a pretty steep climb to try and make back up to the top of the mountain. But with this team, they can certainly hit the peak. Pizza Lover on the Reaper again. 60 using window right through with the Robert, the robot Bob, as I commonly associate him with. Suddenly gonna drop low. Todd does have sound barrier ready to go, but Zombie has this overclock, so it might be a 1-for-1 engagement. Todd, though, using it aggressively. They're gonna push hard onto Connor. Clan's coming out from Octo to keep him alive, just healing him up, trying his hardest, but he's gonna get pressured out. Zombie still trying to hit the shots on the high ground, not able to get any kills. And Elemento's going to drop, and I think Lunar Falcon's going to have to just stall this as long as possible and then drop back for a reset.
Yeah, that's what you see so much on the push maps, is even when you've got such a strong attack from Lunar Falcons, as soon as the momentum's flipped, then you see the complete opposite, as Wolfhounds just already moving towards this first checkpoint, moving up to the 40-meter mark, when only seconds ago were they on the 2-meter mark. So you can really pull your own back. Pizza Lover and Sunny both have their ults online opposed, so only Elemento's there, but Octo dropping the Kitsune to allow Lunar Falcons to just get into this fight very quickly. Wolfhounds know that they don't want to play into that Kitsune. Walks back, suddenly pop the high noon, take down Zombie. Without the Sojin presence there, you haven't got as much Frontline presence, and Elemento has realized that and copied the Orisa to walk in, but 60's window is going to prove too much to allow the Elemento copy to get too much purchase. He's coming up to his Terror Surge. I'm expecting a double Terror Surge. There's one as Elemento gets locked out. Almost takes down, yeah, the amount of damage that Connor was able to do onto Dominus there with the Terror Surge. He held it for so long that it just allowed them to be popped straight away. Pizza Lover with a 2k there. That's a Pizza Lover combo if I've never seen one. Suddenly takes down 2 kills straight away. Wolfhounds are still in this fight.
Pizza Lover combo. Walk, press 1 button. Oh,
he got 2 kills. Combo of kills.
Okay. Well, he almost got 4, to be fair. Like, the damage was so severe, suddenly picked up the 2 final blows. But already, like, they've made halfway of what Lunar Falcons have done. Now, they have had to use up over 2.5 minutes almost of their time, so it is going to be maybe a little bit more difficult this next fight. They do have a sound barrier and a high noon on the horizon, but overclock is coming back up. Another Kitsune. Octo seems to be generating these Kitsune fights, or Kitsune rushes every other fight. Like, it is just consistent. There is the overclock and the beat to cancel out that damage. So a little bit less pressure for Zombie. Suddenly does have this high noon, but another Kitsune rush from Octo. This could spell doom for the remainder of Wolfhounds. There is a high noon coming in. Connor gonna drop low. No one seems to be dropping from that high noon, so Lunar Falcons just waiting this out. 30 seconds. Again, this map started so dominantly, and all of a sudden, it's flipping on its head, but both the wrists is going to drop. Zombie and Sunny taking out Connor and Dominus. and everyone currently is just fighting for their life. 15 seconds. I think Lunar Falcons are in a really good position here. They have the beat drop to engage it. They almost have a high noon. They need to get aggressive right now. Elemento just dropping down from the high ground. The sound barrier is going to save everyone, but everyone is locked away in the egg house. They're getting fried. They're getting scrambled. And can anyone even touch the payload? Yes, they can. They're going to walk back out, but Connor locking them in. They're just trapped. They're in a cage. Pizza Lover's trying to ult, but it's all over the place. A terror surge coming in from Connor is going to be able to do a lot of damage, but he's not able to survive. What is going on?
Wolfhounds played that almost perfectly there, as they looked completely on the losing foot. They played back into that corridor as they hid from the high noon of Zombie, and then they've come out. Pizza Lover's got a kill with his Reaper ult, his Death Blossom, as they've dodged Connor's Terror Surge. I'm remembering all of these ults perfectly, trust me. Now, Dominus has the Terror Surge online here as he's trying to walk around the corner. He pops it, trying to catch Connor, but Connor just walking away, hiding behind the wall, and they're getting incredibly close to this victory line. They don't need to get to the end, they just need to get to 121 meters as Elemental catches suddenly. That's not what you want to see. Todd has had to drop his beat to keep the rest of Wolfhounds alive here as they juke it out on point. Octo's Kitsune is popped again. Like this, you said, this guy pops it every single fight, it feels.
Yeah.
No one's able to get a kill. They're all duking it out on point. Zombie finally breaks the stalemate, taking down Todd. I think that's going to be the end of Wolfhounds there. A Zombie and Elemental get kills of their own. Pizza Lover wants to keep this alive, but won't be enough as that gets taken for Lunar Falcons. And that ties up at 2-2. I'm so happy chat is not on stream.
Connor's just like, honestly, if you were on the edge of your seat, I think Lunar Falcons were as well, because that was just unbelievable. The high noon just destroys Dominus. Yeah, like Zombie just walking forward. That entire point, when like 2/3 of that map all in Lunar Falcons' favor, Wolfhounds were stalling them out for a lot longer than Falcons were able to do to Wolfhounds. And then the final third, Wolfhounds just made a march back, and that final minute fight, Falcons with like 2 meters were barely able to clutch it out. So I tell you what, DB, there is a reason both these teams are in the grand final, and there is a reason that this has gone to 5 maps, and it is only 2-2. So we are going to have 7 map set guaranteed as we head back over to Control as we reset the order of map selection. So
yeah, so we start again from the start, and everyone's favorite map going over to Lijiang Tower.
yeah, like the fact this is actually, I'm pretty sure that this will be the one and only time that we'll see anyone in the upper bracket actually choose the control map from loser side.
It is indeed. The players getting a bit confused about me saying that we restart the order, and they were like, "What? We don't get to pick? Hang on a second." But no, yeah, Wolfhounds get to pick that because they lost. Now, tied up at 2-2. The stream is at almost 2 hours. I knew it was going to be a late night, and I'm genuinely enjoying this so much. I think that the teams are feeling their groove. I'm feeling my groove. How about we jump straight into this next map as we try and see someone pull ahead and dash for that 4 points that is needed for the end of the grand finals. You know, I'm so happy that I'm a Philadelphia Fusion fan. A lot of you know that. So thinking back to how we played in season 1 grand finals, it wasn't fun to watch. It was a sweep. It just went completely decided. And we've seen it a few times in a few different tournaments. You know, Overwatch League have had it a few times as well. So I'm happy that we're getting a close finals because it's just content. It's pure content.
Yeah, it really is. Like, imagine after this that we go like going to map 5. Right, realistically, you would expect there to be a winner. But in any best of 5 set, this wouldn't even be a deciding. This would be the deciding map, but it isn't. We've still got another map after this. Will then be another escort. So, or sorry, is it escort? Was it escort? Yes, it was escort. Yeah, it was because it was hybrid. Yeah. I'm losing my mind because of Gibraltar. So, yeah. So it really is gonna come down to the wire. It is 2-2 currently between the teams. Honestly, if we are looking at Lijiang, a lot of Orisa, like, it's gonna happen. But a big part of this map is immediately getting to point. This is one of the control maps that if you do not get to point first, you're going to be in a lot harder position. Because I can think both Garden and
Well, Garden specifically, right? It's the
Garden
kind of
specifically,
point
and then
that
there's
you,
another.
you
But
wait to get to, uh, you can see the one-sided fights a lot where a team get the first cap and then they get all the way to 99%, but then it's so easy to get to, physically get to point that you just keep ticking
yeah,
on, keep ticking on, keep ticking on, and that's where you see those really long contests that are so. Everyone's so used to on Lijiang Tower. I think it's why a lot of people love this map because there's so many historic plays. Of course, I'm going to come out with the Philadelphia Fusion Nightmare as Carpe.
yeah. Night Market was the other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The 6K, like the 4K headshot Widowmaker play, and then the Pharah for the cleanup. Like
Yeah.
that probably will always resonate in the minds of people. But Lijiang Tower gonna go for it, and first map is probably the least entertaining because it's a lot of spam and a lot of just rushdown tactics.
Well, the teams have been talking about Rhine Mirror in chat nearly every map. I want to see, put your money where your mouth is, guys. If there's ever a chance to play Reinhardt, it is this point right here. I'll tell you what, the amount of time I have in this map playing the 1v1 arena is I don't even want to know. If there is a way to check that, do not tell me. I never want to know. But yeah, so I mean, I want to see the Reinhardt. There we have it. I'm assuming the Orisa. Never mind. Connor's pulled out the Doomfist.
I'm going to say this man is not going to stick in the Doomfist with this sort of composition, but Elementu's back in the May. We do have Ikaj taking up the... Well, it's the exact same support lineup, actually, for both teams. Baptiste, Lucio, and there's Connor swapping on to the Orisa. So it is going to be looking like a duplication of tank and support for both teams. Pizza Lover, though, we are still looking for a guaranteed Pizza Lover combo after 5 maps, which is scandalous and just... absolutely disgraceful.
It's satisfying that we've had more ults eaten than pizza level combos, Now, walking in here, we've got the Wolfhounds have rotated up to this high ground server room that is, the common route, opposed to Falcons going around the corner and Zombie's gone. Is that off the map?
Yeah, he speared him off the map. Dominus with an absolute Olympic gold medal performance. That was right across the map. First time throw, and he tried to get back up and just wasn't able to. Pizza Lover is going to go down from Elemento on the high ground, and suddenly, right now, cleaning up the kills one by one, and that javelin throw just absolutely opened up the door for Wolfhounds. What a play from Dominus.
Yeah, I mean, Pizza Lover, like you said, got caught out by the beam at the top there, but Wolfhounds, you don't even care about that. You've got the secured fight win off a spear right at the start. Zombie is really the power factor for Lunar Falcons. So if you can take him out, then you can really run over them. That Sojourn is always kind of a power factor in a team comp. So looking here, Wolfhounds kind of have Lunar Falcons pinched in this corner as Connor tries to open it up, but Octo gets naded, and Connor dies instantly. Dominus just going aggressive onto Octo. I gotta say, when you come from Flashpoint to Control Point, it feels like, hang on, how are we only at 40% right now?
Yeah, if the Flashpoint modifier on a point was on Control, it would be a little bit too quick for my liking. Zombie actually getting staggered out here drastically. Does get Immortality out for 60 in a last-ditch effort, so good going for him. Maybe allowing Lunar Falcons a little bit of an easier push, but right now, 60, Dominus, and Sunlight, I think, are seriously just doing so much of the damage, so much of the healing, and then Pizza Lover is performing the spam, and Todd is just speeding everyone. So Lunar Falcons are gonna have to try and get past this well-oiled machine being Wolfhounds, and that bomb combo from Pizza Lover didn't get a kill, but it was a combo, hitting 2 people, and suddenly it's just, again, he is cleaning up these kills. Dominus with another spear onto Octo this time. And Lunar Falcons are struggling. They do have 5 ults, but can they get past this Wolfhound's defense when they have 4?
Yeah, going up against 90% on the point as well. You need to get moving quickly. Elemento's still alive there, but they know where he is, so it might be hard to get into point. The Terrorist has been dropped by Dominus just to try and stop you walking in, and Pizza Lover's tires come flying out. Not able to get anything, but suddenly takes down Ekaj with the high noon. Zombie pops the railgun, takes down Pizza Lover, trying to find anything else, but he's solo, he needs to play. So the point is being flipped, so you can take a bit of a breather, but Elemento has copied the cast as he tries to find something. Connor takes down his opposite number of Dominus as it just just allows Lunar Falcons to walk into this point very quickly. The Todd 38 getting a pick through all of that there is Lunar Falcons stabilized on point.
That was chaos because Zombie was almost dead. Todd then used Beat, and 60 wasn't able to pick up the kill on Zombie. Then Elemento used Transfiguration, went on to Suddenly, focused by both 60 and Suddenly himself. And then, while that was happening, Dominus and Connor were just dueling it out on the point. After that, fight was done. Dominus fell, and then Connor was just able to create so much space for his team. Elemento back in the mid. That is a massive Terror Surge. Immortality going to be forced out by 60. The damage is just going to go in constantly. Zombie going to slide out of there, but Octo not able to get the Immortality in time. Pizza Lover doing a lot of damage on this high ground, so I think realistically, Lunar Falcons are going to have to walk away. The window does come out from eCash, but 60 has the exact same ultimate ready to go. There is an overclock coming up on standby for Zombie, but he's going to drop critical, and eCash is going to fall as well. Lunar Falcons are just losing players one by one. Octo is going to come back, but it's already critical, and I think this is going to be the end for the first point for Lunar Falcons.
Yeah, you know, it's important to say, like, in this position, in this meta, there's a lot of damage being pumped out by both teams. And as soon as there's a window, because the damage is that high, the second a window is popped, you have to run away. You cannot stand and face a Cassidy or a Junkrat through a window. Even an Orisa, you know, with that no damage fall off, there's nothing you can do. So that ultimate not only just increases the damage, but it increases the amount of time you have. You know, you can really shut down people's pushes with it.
Well, after such a hectic and back and forth battle on point 1.
Control center, yeah. It feels like we're halfway through this map, right? And it's like, we've only played one point.
Well, we technically could be. Because
we
if
could,
they
you are right.
win this, they are going to claim it a 2-0, which would be the first time that these teams have actually fought in this best of 7. Well, almost best of 8 at this point, depending on what happens. But Pizza Lover back in the Junkrat, suddenly back in the Cassidy. Elemento going to take back on the Echo. Eco on the Lucio. Yeah, we all have our moments.
Cosplaying as me for a second.
Yeah, yeah, taking on the Persona. Connor is going to go down really early. This is what I mean by the fact that suddenly it's just making Connor's life a living hellscape, because the Cassidy headshots into this is so high damaging to Orisa's kit. It is just unreal. I am surprised though, DB, we didn't see a Symmetra TP to point.
Well, from either team, right? I was expecting to talk about the at this level, you know, your team can play quick enough and all that, but no, neither team opted for it. They both right. They're no messing about. We stand tall, we walk quickly, and now we're seeing a different approach as Lunar Falcons try and come through this white room, which is the better rotation as the Orisa. You have less mobility, so you walk through this, you have more cover until you get right to the point. Connor though having to use all of his abilities already before he even walks in, but Pizza Lover is such low health that 60 has to drop. Instantly, suddenly takes down Elemento with a beautiful headshot on the outside of this point. Even though the beat is there from eCash, the window from 60 is just going to completely stop Lunar Falcons' push.
This is going to be a very chaotic fight again, because Dominus is getting rinsed by Zombie! Connor with a really good spear. This is the opening Lunar Falcons need. They need to keep Octo and Zombie alive. They're the only two with ultimates currently, and they're both critical. They are going to get healed up, and the space is going to go through. Suddenly going to get high noon down. And Connor with the kill on the Pizza Lover. So this is going to be a lot better for Lunar Falcons in this next fight. Yes, Wolfhounds do have 4 ults. However, they do still have a Kitsune Rush. They do have a Transfiguration, which is basically like 3 ultimates in one. And a Terror Surge coming up on the horizon. So next fight, going to be one chaotic one, as all the rest have been. And speaking of, Pizza Lover takes out Zombie. So
he starts that fight from the other side of the map almost. The Kitsune has come out from Octo, and Elemento has copied the Orisa to walk in here, but suddenly has come with his own high noon as the Terror Surge comes out from Dominus and the beat from Todd to keep all of Wolfhounds alive as they try and walk through this Kitsune and take out
Terror Surge.
Copy. But yeah, the Terror Surge comes out from Elemento, and it's still on Connor as it pops again. Dominus dies from the double Orisa. Elemento able to, you know, come out of the Orisa and instantly get the stickies onto Todd. Not before Todd takes down Octo, just, you know, after his death as Pizza Lover, and suddenly just takes out Zombie with a 2-kill.
No way! Pizza Lover tries to let her rip, but Zombie just pulled the trigger too quick. Dominus though is right back in this fight. It's all over the place. Immortality and Dominus then picks up 2. Connor's going to try and come back and help out Octo. the trap.
Everyone can get back to point so quickly that this fight is
Yeah.
still not over. You know, the Elemento's Echo has come straight back in. He's pumping so much damage, but 60 takes him out with his fist. The Dominus gets a punch as well onto Connor. I think the fight is finally over as Wolfhounds flip it back to themselves. Both on 60% here, but it's Wolfhounds that have the aggressive stance there. This is going to be the last fight territory, and if Wolfhounds can win this, they can take the lead and put themselves in match point position in this finals here. So, an important fight coming up here, and with the ults online for 60, you can really slow down a team. I'm imagining a window is going to be popped very aggressively. They have it. 60's walking around the corner. He's waiting for it. He's looking for it. Dominus takes down Connor. He's not even going to need it. The Pizza Lover taking down Elemento as well. At this point, Falcons are thinking, how do we touch?
Yeah, the Pizza Lover combo coming in twice, oh baby. That's what you like to see. It's good to have you back. And Dominus is going to clean this up. And this might be the first time we see a 2-0, not even a fashionable exit. And it is going to go 3-2 to Wolfhounds after a seriously dominant final push on this Lijiang Garden. Suddenly there as well, just cleaning up so many kills. It's actually unreal. But
I gotta say, the fair play to Connor. His movement was perfect on Doomfist to get the touch. But yeah, Wolfhounds just looked unstoppable on that last point.
yeah, Dominus going to be picking up play of the game. Yeah, this is where the fight was turned, and then the fight was turned, and then the fight was turned. So picking up 2 kills and going to get the third on the Octo eventually with the help of Pizza Lover's Trap, which is just the most outrageous kill of probably the entire series so far. Always a funny one in that case. Dominus needing a P, it seems. But that game then lines us up for potentially the final one, DB. It is 3-2, technically a 1 at the end of that. And Lunar Falcons, what do you think about their choice for the escort map?
I think that is exactly what I want to see. You know, people are going to start accusing us for script writing because we're in the spring shootout. We're everything is themed around this, this wood and this western setup, and we're going to Route 66, baby. It could all be wrapped up on the title map.
Yeah,
I do hate the map, though. I got to say, I actually hate playing the map. Now, this has been a hell of a game so far. We're at 2 hours. I don't know about how your voice box is feeling, but mine is definitely taking a hit, and I think the players want a few minutes as well, just to recoup, ready to go into this. So we're gonna throw it to a few minute break,
bathroom break.
just to set up, ready, get set. The Wolfhounds on the precipice of becoming the inaugural winners of the spring shootout. 1 point in it. We're at match point.
Yep, gonna be close. So after the break, we will see you guys for potentially the final map of this insane grand finals, a best of 7 series that could end in a 7-map extravaganza or even a map 8. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys right after this. Welcome back, everybody. This is the final pinnacle moment for both of these teams. We have Wolfhounds versus Falcons. This is it. No matter what happens in this final potential 2 maps, this is going to crown our first inaugural winner of Spring Shootout. Wolfhounds currently in a winning position, going 3-2 up after 6 maps, with Numbani ending in a draw. Falcons are going to look for a win as they have chosen our next escort map, our second one of the series. And if they win this, we are going to a map 8. So it is going to be an absolute hectic final rush for both these teams, as this has gone down to the wire. So many maps, as we have the choice being, and as mentioned before, Route 66. So where Spring Shootout started is potentially where it is going to end, DB. What do you reckon? Who's taking it?
Wolfhounds look strong, right? Wolfhounds look really strong, but then in the same vein, the entire series, it has been whoever's chose the map has won that map. Okay, so like looking at this, Falcons have picked this. Maybe this is Falcons' strong point behind. I was going to say Shambali Monastery because I've seen that so many times. But yeah, so maybe that's the angle they're going for. But this could be it. This could be the last map. If Wolfhounds win this, then the spring shootout's over, which is crazy.
Those words are mad.
We've been planning this tournament for since October, I think. September, October time, and to think that in the next hour it's going to be coming to a wraps. Yeah, it's kind of mad. But coming into Route 66 here, what matters? What comps are we looking to see?
I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be Morris, guys. Yeah, well, no, it actually will be anything, because realistically, if we are looking at both Dominus and Connor, right, over the course of this set, we have seen Diva, we've seen Winston, we have seen Mauga, we have seen no Reinhardt, no Roadhog, and no Wrecking Ball. We've seen none of the R characters, realistically. So it is quite devastating, but we've seen a large amount of the tanks, and as you can see, we are getting another new addition to the support cast overall, being
your favorite,
Magal Ihari. Yeah, just
How do you say her name? You say it crazy.
Yeah, I just roll I just roll it a lot. I say Ihari. Like, it's not like Ilari, but people try and run their L's. It's a bit like Spanish. So
a bit like Spanish. Infamous words, as
Spanish.
Octo goes, sticking to the brig, Connor going on the Winston there as they jump up. The thing is, Peter Lover has played this Tourbillon a few times and done so well on the Tourbillon, and that turret gives you a bit of pressure straight away onto Elemento. Like, Elemento's come out the tunnel there and instantly being poked out. He's going straight for the turret and does one clip it. But has already taken a bit of damage, and there you have it. Peter Lover takes down Elemento as soon as they come in. Connor trying to do a bit of damage, but that turret of Iari is taking so much of that damage away. Like, Elemental change over to the Genji here, so you're not liking his chances on the Tracer after that first fight.
Yeah, against Torbjorn, Tracer mains are
in.
That is huge coming in from eCash. The finalization on the kill, though, is going to look a little scrappy, but they are going to get it. Connor, though, in critical condition, as is Elemento again, going to take out the turret. With the turret, how badass is that? Pizza Lover trying to make a push with Sunny on the low ground as Sixy and Todd take the high ground. Connor again dropping low. The heals are coming out hefty from eCash, keeping everyone alive. Zombie trying to take the high ground. And right now, we see Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, you wished it, and it came true. Dominus is out here. He gets eCash straight away. 60 takes down Connor. Wolfhound's really looking to stop this cart's movement on this first point. Elemento having to pull out the deflect, trying to keep himself alive on the high ground, and Octo comes to his savior as they're fighting out in this mega room. Todd takes down Octo, but Zombie's able to take down Pizza Lover with a perfect railgun there. Pizza Lover's turret doing a lot of work as Dominus goes flying into the background and finds Zombie.
I will say, this team comp from Wolfhounds is the most dysfunctional thing I have seen. See what I did there? Because a lot of the time, it is not going to work with a Wrecking Ball, but they are just making a lot of space. Dominus is rolling on through like a bowling ball. getting a strike basically every time, pushing Connor back off. This is why Wrecking Ball in some situations is so good, because the high ground with one little grappling hook boop is gone. He's going to push onto the high ground, onto Ekash. He is going to get slapped. This is going to be a really bad situation for him, as the Solar Eclipse is going to go through, only going to hit Ekash. Gonna get ignited, but the overclock and the primal and the blade, every ult coming out from the side of Lunar Falcons. And I don't know if they need it, but they definitely ensuring the fight win.
They got the team kill, so I suppose, you know, they style points, I guess, but when you've got 0% across the board in your ultimates, it's not a good look walking into this next fight. Yeah,
Use 5-0 challenge.
Yeah.
Well done.
That is exactly it. Dominus and Peter Love are still holding on to this. We're suddenly close behind. Got to say, fair play to Octo blocking Todd's sunburst with his shield there.
Whatever the alt name is.
Yeah, it's got a name, and you know, whatever I said, you know what I was talking about. Dominus flies into the background and drops his mines on top of Ekaj's Ana, but Ekaj just drops the sleep dart and runs away. Crazy crazy mines there.
Where are they going?
Still incredibly low, runs to the Mega, but doesn't quite get it in time as Dominus gets him and suddenly takes down Elemento. I mean, that shows, you know, when you have no ultimates, there's nothing really you can do here.
Yeah, every single time they tried to make space, Elemento and Ekash kind of caught together in a really bad spot on that Mega Health Pack, with everyone from Wolfhounds lurching around, just lurking, just waiting for the right time to strike as a pack. And it's a Captive Sun is the name of the ultimate. Did a little research quickly there. So Captive Sun,
like
so I finally know. Yeah, Sunburst, I call it Solar Eclipse. Like, honestly, why is that a name of part of her kit? It's great. Zombie taking a really hefty amount of pressure. He's the only one on point, while the rest of Lunar Falcons are trying to make space around the outside. But right now, suddenly using that high noon is kind of just away from literally everyone. 60 is just in this position where he could get dived at any given point, but the damage is in. Suddenly with a really good hinder stick onto Ekash and a finish on Elemento. Currently, Lunar Falcons, again, struggling to build up any ults for this next fight as Wolfhounds shutting them out one ultimate at a time.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Wolfhounds. They're rotating their ultimates so well. Like, and they've still got... Okay, they've only got 2 ults online, but they're 60 to one, 70 to another, and suddenly it's already 35 to his ult. Opposed to, okay, the nano boost is coming close, but it's not there yet. Like, Connor's gone aggressive then. There's no one really to go aggressive with him, and he falls straight away. As Dominus is slept in the backline, but with his grapple, he gets a bit of safety. He's got to roll back through. There you have it, he's dead. But yeah, the rally's been popped by Octo, but as soon as he gets popped, 60 is dropped, and there's a lot of ultimates coming up, but Zombie getting the kills. As Peter Love's Tower doing a bit of work to take down Zombie, but Zombie's already had the impact he wants. Peter Love's Peter Love doesn't even have to be alive to get the kills. He's got a 2k from spawn.
What an incredible play. Pizza Lover tactically dying and allowing everyone to just walk into the death lava. And Connor gonna swap over onto the D.Va. I think that swap is really good from him. The Winston just not really able to do that much. Big mines coming in, playing Minesweeper right now with Zombie. Here he comes with the overclock and the nano, looking for Dominus right now as every target. But suddenly it's just on the high ground. Zombie's kind of booped through and suddenly he's taken out. So looking good for Lunar Falcons. They do have a lot more pressure and they do have a Dragon Blade. But Todd, with this Captive Sun online, might just hold on to it because everyone on his team died.
Well, suddenly was crouching around the high ground, you know, hidden, thinking that I'm going to pop out and do a bit of damage on this Cassie, and then a nano-boosted zombie using the overclock just finds him lurking and kills him in one shot. We're seeing as Wolfhounds try and get a bit of pressure onto the high ground, you know, the DPS line of Lunar Falcons playing so aggressive as they just try and get around this corner before the cart's even there.
And we see Dominus is going to swap again for, I think, the third time total, back on to the Sigma as Pizza Lover taking on Genji. This is a huge, the deflect! Coming in from Elemento, strikes it right back into the head of Dominus and Pizza Lover. They're both going to have to try and just track away. Heinen coming in from something, again, good bubble, and Bionic Grenade coming in from Ekash to heal the team. So, 2 ults in, knocking a lot of time off.
With this high noon, unless you have the Lucio, you're popping it and staring at walls, because the only worth we've seen in this series is popping the high noon, getting speed boost around the corner and catching them as they rotate, and you can't do that. Pizza Lover takes down Connor as he goes aggressive, and Pizza Lover is being unleashed on the Genji here as he goes flying in there and gets 2 kills straight away. He's dueling Elemento here, fighting his opposite number as Dominus takes down Octo, trying to run back to spawn. Pizza Lover going really aggressive. He wants more. He wants blood, and he can smell it.
Feel like Connor again, like on this Winston, I just don't know if it's going to be able to do enough work. The support DPS lineup, that's a weird sentence to say, but it is true, from 60 and Todd is just so much damage. Here comes Elemento though, the gravitational flux is going to look for him. It's going to rip him into the air, but the nano from Ekan is going to save his life, barely, still surviving, and he got rocked out. This Genji is not going down with like several fights left in him. Call him a cat because he's got about 9 lives. Connor is going to drop again to the suddenly DPS. So it's a 4v4. Dominus just taking this point, and currently it's just another back and forth battle between these two teams. The Zombie is going to get caught on this high ground, sliding out, is going to survive. Good rally coming in from Octo, keeping everyone alive as Elementor takes out Todd, and Wolfhounds going to have to back away.
Connor and Elemento went to the high ground. They were able to get a pick, but Zombie has popped the railgun. He's looking for so many more kills. He finds one on Dominus while Ekaj and Elemento take down 70 and 60. That was very quick. They've got 2 seconds left on the clock, but Pizza Lover's lurking. He's got his blade and he's popped out with Zombie. He's trying to find something. There's a little Jugo on the back line, but 3 minutes on the cart. 3 meters, sorry, 1 meter. No one touches!
No! And no one from Wolfhounds is there. They had the High Noon, they had the Dragon Blade, and they just can't get there. Was that?
I think they were denied. The monkey ult pushing them off there.
I didn't even see he primaled.
Yeah, that was insane. Wow, fair play. You know, we were talking about Connor's presence on the Winston, and I stand by it, right? He didn't have that much presence the rest of the map. Zombie, Elemento, Ekaj, and Octo all would playing their hearts out to keep him alive, and they just couldn't do it. That last few seconds, he showed why he was playing it. You know, Connor and Elemento went to that high ground at the start of that fight and got a pick within seconds. Literally, they jumped up there and instantly Wolfhounds were playing for the 5. And then popping the primal and denying, you know, that, didn't people used to call it a Z9 if you were forced out? Yeah.
Probably. Think that's the definition.
Yeah, like, they Connor really heard us, you know, slandering his wins, and I was like, nah. This is why I'm on the character.
Yeah, let me just go slap, and you guys are now trapped. You cannot touch this payload. It is under our possession. That is what Lunar Falcons need. But at the same time, what I need is to go to bed. Because at this rate, we could be looking at another, like, 20-minute plus game, and it could end in a Lunar Falcons win. Dominus on this rematcher once again. Pizza Lover. Oh, no, he's going to swap over to the Arissa. So, again, the common choice. Todd back on the Lucio, 60 on the Baptiste, and Pizza Lover back on the Toxic Reaper, literally. Meanwhile, Connor this time is going to take on the choice of Diva instead of playing a defensive Winston. Elemento on the Tracer, and the rest of the Lunar Falcons team stays the same as their tank.
Yeah, there's a lot of distance to the end of this match. Chat, let us know who you think is going to take this one home. Will Wolfhounds lock the grand finals, or will Lunar Falcons take flight and come for the sweep? But as the teams walk around into this petrol station here, I am British, yes, they're all duking out on point, but a huge nade comes out from Ekaj and puts Pizza Lover and Dominus solo. Pizza Lover having to pop his Wraith form to keep himself alive there for a few seconds, but Connor's the one taking the damage. A Zombie takes down Dominus with a lovely headshot with the railgun, and it's going to send all of Wolfhounds sprinting for this mega pack to try and stabilize. But when your tank's not there, there's no one to look after you. Pizza Lover takes down the opposite tank. As I'm talking about it, he's got naded, but he does not care. He dies to Zombie. Zombie is the one getting the kills, though. Look at this man go.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be real. Tracer and Sojourn being in the same team composition, and the Sojourn being the first one to get the ultimate, is really quite uncommon in any situation. And we see what I would class as a unconventional but a subjectively good pick, as Pizza Lover and the rest of Wolfhounds are gonna take bunker in the petrol station and not gas. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but they're just gonna camp under this. And
Yeah,
see,
Pizza Lover and the
I think
gang
it's making
really
moves.
just stancing up on point as they get naded. They don't even care. Dominus has done some incredible parkour to jump up on top of this roof here. But the Nano Boosters come out onto Connor as Lunar Falcons just want to engage straight onto this low ground. The turrets are all still alive and doing a lot of damage on Lunar Falcons as they drop. So, you know, they're controlling this high ground, but they're not controlling the cart at all. The naders come out very defensively from Ekaj. He's not got a single anti there, but the railgun from Zombie as he goes aggressive, jumping down. He sees them all hiding, but the window from 60 just completely negates the presence that Zombie can have. The bunker indeed, right? The Diva's flown through from Connor to try and get some purchase, but it's just getting absolutely beamed. The bombs have to be dropped to stop the D-Mech, but with Suddenly Dead, it's going to be hard for Wolfhounds. And as I say that, 60 takes down Elemento. The wall comes out from Pizza Lover, and the Annihilation is there from Dom, but there's no numbers to stabilize. And 60 is playing DPS as he goes absolutely berserk on the Baptiste. The second kill this fight. He's looking for more. He's gone to the high ground. He's found Octo. Someone stop this man. The Anna's in the sky. He's playing pigeon shooting. He takes down Ekaj. He does not want to let this fight disappear. He wants more. Connor is on point, but the Tracer comes flying in, gets the stick onto Dominus, but it's not enough to kill him. A meter on the cart, and Wolfhound secure that point.
Yo, honestly, I understand why my man's name is 60, because I think he just dropped 6 kills in that one fight. That was like watching a leapfrog just jump around, get a kill, keep jumping, keep shooting. That was disgusting. Yeah, 100%. Like with a frog on your team, you'd expect him to be doing the jumping, but 60 absolutely finessed every single one of those kills out from Lunar Falcons. 3-minute time bank coming in now.
Look at
for
Dominus.
Wolfhounds.
He's so aggressive.
Yeah,
he's got the
TP.
teleport, so he can just disappear instantly. I'm loving this playstyle here. They've gone for a bit unconventional. I think that's what happens when you've been playing for 2.5 hours. You start getting experimental. The Nanobus comes out onto Connor. He's close to the bomb, but he doesn't get in time to use it to remag. Peter Lover takes him down. There is a high noob from Suddenly, but it's Zombie that kills him during the ultimate. The teleportation has gone onto Ekaj's head. He's had to go sprinting away as Elemento comes flying to the rescue. And 60 again with a kill onto Ekaj. This guy is unstoppable.
Yep. Like literally Ekaj forced off the high ground. Octo actually going to use this rally, so looks like Lunar Falcons are going to try and take the space back. A window coming from 60 in a really good space, I feel, but the break is knocked him off. Octo, the king of environmental kills. Zombie going to clean up too, and the self-destruct from Connor, really, really not necessary because Zombie is just going to do the work.
Connor, what are you doing, man? Stay in your map. Even if you get D-Mech there, you're going to get it back in, but, you know, you just jump straight off the map. But Wolfhounds have kind of coming out of that not really minding because they've got the bomb out. They're coming up on 4 ults. Only 60's windows being used, opposed to they're only walking into DPS ults. If they can try and shut down one of them before they can use anything, then they win this fight. They've got the TP, so they go straight to the high ground, and look at them. They're trying to pop Zombie. He goes so low, and Dominus just sprinting in with his Nemesis form there. Finds Zombie finally. And this is what I'm saying. Their win condition's gone. Elementos had to drop the copy, and fair play, he does take down Dominus instantly. The immortality keeping Wolfhound alive for a second. I think they may have over-engaged on Zombie, actually, because they have so much resource,
Honestly, Pizza Lover definitely making a good case for why he loves pizza, because right now he is wound up the microwave, and it is beaming Connor down. He is not going to be able to stay in this mech for too long. He's going to have to back up. He does have the Great Wall of India to go up immediately when they need it as a defensive ult, or to engage, really, in any fight, but Zombie does take out Suddenly. Good dive from Connor on the 60, going to force him away. And Lunar Falcons are really doing a good job here. They're keeping everyone away. Like, this playstyle is really close. Like, yeah, they are really close to getting this, but they need to invest their ults soon.
Yeah, now Wolfhounds do have 4 ultimates there. The wall comes out as soon as they teleport to the high ground, and the Annihilation is there. The sleep is missed, so it won't shut down Dominus' ult as he finds Ekaj. He's looking for more. He finds a second. Todd takes down Octo, but it's Zombie with a headshot onto Pizza Lover. This guy always finds a kill. Todd then takes him down, and that will be with 16 seconds on the clock going into 3rd point. Elemento trying his best, jumping in there. Yeah, it flashed it for a second, but a minute 40 on the clock. They got to get it the complete way. Granted, Lunar Falcons had no time on the clock as well, so you don't mind if you get it in overtime, but they have to get it the entire way with a minute and a half. You know, typically people say 2 minutes is what you need.
Well, in this case, this map does take a really long time for the payload, because that took 15 seconds from when they capped it to even start moving again. So it is in a very devastating point for payloads. But Connor is just going to get focused down. The great nano coming in from Ekash to keep him alive. Sound barrier from Todd, maybe not even needed, and a suddenly high noon as well. Also maybe not needed, but this is shutting out a lot of space. Good sleep coming in from Ekash to get himself away with the rally from Octo. Ults are coming out really efficiently here. Elemental, good sticky bombs. Connor going to use the self-destruct. Dominus forced to shield, but it's going to get disintegrated immediately. And I think with a good push, good anti...
That nade!
They need to capitalize off that, but they do have a kill, so they should stabilize. And they have 2 DPS ults still to back up on.
The cross map nade there, just sending Wolfhounds flying back. It just allowed Lunar Falcons to take that high ground. And again with the nade onto Dominus and Pizza Lover, just slowing them down completely. You know, they're setting up the TP to rotate around to this high ground. This is what I love about this composition. They just so quickly up there.
The Lucio.
A Lucio copy from Elemento as Connor takes down Pizza Lover, and the railgun has been popped by Zombie. He finds one, he's looking for more. He's trying to find Dominus. Dominus pops the Nemesis form to keep himself alive for a few seconds. 12 seconds on the clock. I think Lunar Falcons are gonna keep this point.
TV, we're going to see. I think we're going to go to 8 maps. Todd right now, where are they going? They're trying to make their way around. Todd is doing a really unconventional rollout. He is able to get there. Unbelievable. He goes up and around. He is going to be able to get there, but the 60's going to get disintegrated immediately, as is Todd. Connor taking out both supports. For Wolfhounds, they have the Great Wall of India coming up, but Element are going to shut him down. And then suddenly Dominus are the only people alive for Wolfhounds. And it is not enough. DB, we are going to a grand final with 8 maps.
And man has boosted onto Octo. Todd almost with a touch again, but not able to. Yeah, we are going. We're tied up 3-3. We're going to a map 8.
This is not what anyone ever expected from something as unbelievable as a grand final. But like, I think. Genuinely, this might be the last and first. Wait, I worded that wrong. The first and only time that we will ever see a map 8. Like, what? Unfortunately, we do know what it is.
It is happening. Yeah, there's no choice.
It is guaranteed. Yeah, it is literally guaranteed. We did have New Junk City earlier, and as rule state, we cannot duplicate maps, and it is following the same circuit as earlier, so we are then forced to play Flashpoint. So, as well worded by Ekash, would you like Suravasa or Suravasa? What you picking?
Well, I wish I could pick New Junk City. I truly do.
I would choose Volskaya.
Guys, we're changing it. We're going to Volskaya. You can play Go.
Let's get this map. 30-minute map on 2CP. That's what we need to end it. No one needs that.
Yeah, I was just checking we're set up with enough graphics for this. Going over to the 8th map. Let's get into it, man. I'm tired. I'm sure the players are tired. That's as long as everyone's ready, we can go. I was about to read out that quote and I stopped before I read the whole thing before getting there. That's crazy.
Octo's just built different.
This is what I want to see from a grand finals. This is the last map, though. This is definitely the last map. We are entering the last map of Suravasa, which I think sums up the tournament, doesn't it?
DV, you're forgetting one key factor. Now, Lunar Falcons, let's just, you know what, whilst we're waiting on the choices, let's reminisce a little on the past, shall we? Overall, in this entire Spring Shootout inaugural season, Lunar Falcons came, I think, they came 4th. And they were doing so well on so many maps. And I think Flashpoint has always been their best map, if they can get there. However, it seems Suravasa has maybe got a little bit more of a, I don't know, a little bit more of a recent taste in their mouth. Because if you recall, last night, they were down 2-0 on this map and reverse swept Oblivion to win on this map here. So there is a lot of history just from one occurrence.
Although, talking of last night, this map was played another time last night with these teams.
True. And who won it?
if memory serves me right, Wolfhounds won it. So
Yeah.
both of these teams have showed that they can play this map
Oh!
well. Both of these teams picking the Orisa there. Now I'm wondering, right, if you guys remember last time we saw Wolfhounds play this, there was a Pizza Lover combo within 10 seconds of the round starting.
no,
Can he
yeah.
can he remake that beautiful clip? He's already on the high ground and he's pumping the damage instantly as he's at 15% towards his ult already. Wolfhounds with a very aggressive push as they go. This is completely different to what we normally see on Cerebras. Normally the fight is on the other side of the map, completely outside. So much damage being pumped into Dominus right now as he goes incredibly though. I think 60's immortality's already been popped and already gone down, so there's nothing to keep him alive as they all duke it out on this point. And there we have it. Dominus goes down, but not until he takes a spear to Zombie and takes him out mid-fall. What a throw.
Yeah, Octo gonna get just a pure boop kill on the Pizza Lover. Connor gonna take a Pizza Lover. Octo getting the kill on Todd. Suddenly though, still alive, trying to make any magic happen, and is not able to do so. This is, by the way, an exact mirror match, apart from the fact it is Junkrat for Sojourn. So Pizza Lover's pick of comfort versus Zombie's pick of comfort. So right now, this could... TV, I cannot lie. This is unreal. They're also having friendly banter mid-map. Who could do such a thing, realistically? Lunar Falcons holding this point down well. 50% gone on this first point, and they need to try and hold it as well as they can. Elemento and Ecash and Octo all going to have their ults on standby. Meanwhile, everyone for Wolfhounds 80% or upwards on this massive 5-ult fight coming up for them. They need to try and push in. Good shot from Zombie and Elemento. The window from 60 is not enough. Dominus does take out Connor, and do you invest more? Zombie is going to say, no, you do not. You back up. This is our domain. And that is going to be it. Yeah, Zombie currently just cleaning it up
the
with
window
Elemento.
there, and as soon as he was stood in front of his window, he died straight away. I've got to say, you know, both teams still have 4 ults kicking about here, so only the windows really went into that.
Auctioneer time.
You always say this, you know, the winner of that first point gets the advantage going into the second point and possibly the third if it's the one next door. So you gotta. It's a weird one, isn't it? That first point is so critical running this map. Now, because of that, they're set. The Lunar Falcons are set up, but there is a tire. There's a tire looking for them coming over the top. Dominus pulls them all in. It's in the side, and Zombie takes it out. Dominus only able to get the immortality as Zombie drops the rail gun, but it's Dominus who gets a kill with a headshot onto Elemento. Connor takes down a kill with the Terror Surge, and suddenly with the High Noon, it is midday somewhere in the room. It's Pizza Lover. I want to say it was a combo, but sadly I was not watching.
I know, we literally, every time he's done it, what is that? Wow, Ecash just sent a very, very fair farewell from Dominus, speared into the water. Honestly, 7 ults, and I could not tell you in any which way what order they went. So that's just.
You're normally good at that. I'm always very impressed. Like,
yeah, I know, like, because honestly, if you were to keep up with it, it would be audio, and Pizza Lover.
Pizza Lover gets a kill.
Absolutely, yep, just shuts me up, really.
These
no
teams
ultimates
are
needed.
so evenly matched. You know, first point went so
yeah!
strongly.
Pizza Lover combo!
There we have it. There we have it. Yeah, that first point went so strongly to Lunar Falcons. The second one is looking like it's going to go very strongly to Wolfhounds there, as they're already at 77%. The Lunar Falcons really need to look to aggress on or give up for this point. 83%. You know, this is where you start saying, right, who's touching this? My Lucio is my Orisa. You go aggressive. Connor runs in. Both windows popped at almost the exact same time.
Did he touch, though?
He did in just the nick of time as Pizza Lover takes down Zombie. The High Noon comes out from Elemento as he walks around the corner. He's got an immortality. Team himself alive. The Was that a boop? I saw him go flying into the sky.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
Octo.
Pizza Lover tried to hit his combo, dropped a mine, and booped him midair.
I thought it was Octo. I heard boop. I was like, wait. Octo did it again. No, it was the other. Hey, guys, that might have been the biggest Pizza Lover combo we've seen all night.
Oh my god, yeah. You know, Elemental was stuck around the corner. He couldn't find anything. All of a sudden, yeah, a mine comes flying around. He goes mid-air and
Oh,
finds
no.
3. The point is flipped over, already at 45% there for Lunar Falcons. But another tie from Pizza Lover Zombie looking with his railgun. He's got it set. He's got it blue. He's waiting for it to come in. Dominus has pulled the tire. And there we have it. Pizza Lover catches Zombie. He's not able to take this one down, but Elemental takes down Dominus. The fight is really popping off on point right now as Elemental falls to suddenly. It's a real jewel of the Cassidy. Suddenly gets 2 kills, pops the high noon, almost just a style point as Sixie's the one who gets the final kill onto Connor, and this map's tied up 1-1. Is let's see the complete look at the advantage that Wolfhounds get. The point is right next door.
Yeah, weirdly enough, I think this is like every single time we've seen this map, it's done this every time. It's not fixed, but it's happened every time. But what happened before is Falcons did lose the first 2 and then came back. This time they have made a little bit more of a statement for themselves. So they have an ult advantage coming into this. They have the Terror Surge, they have the Overclock, and they have a beat drop, and they are 60% on the window and another high noon. But Todd does have, excuse me again, an aggressive beat or a defensive beat, depending on how you want to use it. Gonna get rid of that immortality. Suddenly gonna take out an early kill on Elemento. I think Lunar Falcons are really going to be able to invest here. Pizza Lover spear combo with Dominus. Connor's still going to use that Terror Surge Immortality, saving Todd, but he's taken out, and they're still going to come in and invest. Zombie
yeah, Lunar Falcons look dead there, but Zombie's come in and found 2 kills instantly with the railgun. Connor takes down another 2 of his own, and the point is flipped back before even hitting 15% there. This is really a tale of 2 teams that know each other so well. They have each other's number.
Oh yeah, hello. Calling you up just to say, yeah, we backing up on your ass and we blasting your ass into your ass. Honestly, something sassy like that. Just call them up and destroyed. But it is 2 ultimates to 2, and both windows are going to be online. Beat drop for Riptire. This Riptire could be devastating depending on where's it going. Around. Where will it stop? Nobody knows. Well, it's going to keep going round, and really, where will it stop? In the face of Elemento. Shutting that out, and Zombie really well done with that window. Good place from Ekash, and right now this is looking like a seriously good point for Lunar Falcons. 60 and Dominus both gonna drop low. Ekash taking out 60 in the Baptiste Ditto, and this is looking like another Lunar Falcons point. It is gonna come down to a final point situation if Wolfhounds can back it up and take it back.
Yeah, 90% no one can touch, surely. You know, Todd is an amazing Lucio player and his parkour skills are unmatched, but I don't think he's quite that quickly as the point changes over to the other side of the map. So, you know, realistically not as much of an advantage for either team here as they meet in the market again. So reminiscent of this first point, this is both teams brawling it out. They want this prize. They know there's money on stake. They know there's a title on stake, and they will not let it go. Both teams playing almost perfectly, as we're seeing so little mistakes being made. And you know, Lunar Falcons are set up in a very strong position as they're forcing Wolfhounds to go around the coast.
This really is PTSD from before, because this is the map Lunar Falcons won on. And if this goes down in the same fashion, it is going to be their favorite map of all time. Another combo here, a good spear coming in from Dominus. It's going to suck everyone away, but Pizza Lover doing the damage. Going to take out 2. The damage is on the high ground as well, and Lunar Falcons not going to get the point first off this one. They are going to have to back up. They did use high noon and beat drop beforehand as well, so they are down their ults, but they do have a little bit of advantage coming into this next fight, and they are going to try and just push it again really aggressively.
I'm stressed for our MVP conversation because everyone's playing so well. Suddenly drops the high noon, not able to find anything, but completely zones all of Lunar Falcons as Zombie pops his railgun. He's looking for kills. This guy is an assassin, and it seems like it won't be today as he's not able to find anything through Dominus's Orisa. But never mind, he takes him down. The window comes out from 60 as Wolfhounds want to hold on to this point as long as they can. They're still stanced on this corner, and you know, Lunar Falcons aren't able to walk around. They did get the flip, so it's important to say that they're getting the percentage here. As Wolfhounds opt to just back out. Okay, that you know, let's not count our eggs before they hatch. Let's get out of here. Let's run away.
Yeah. Down Dominus, and realistically, if you're down that Orisa, you're not going to have any space going into this. They do have a Riptire and a Sound Barrier going in here, but Lunar Falcons have a Terror Surge to get that beat drop out and a window to apply a lot of pressure. Elemental almost caught out. Good Terror Surge coming in from Connor. Really critical health from Sunlight, but the beat drop from Todd is going to save it. Pizza Lover with the Riptire is going to go up and open. up and down. It's like a cheat code on a console. He's not going to be able to get another kill. Zombie is just shutting these out. Good boop coming in from Todd to get Octo out, but Zombie again. This could be final fight situation because this point is trickling up for both teams. And this next one is the deciding factor. Zombie's just eradicating everyone.
This guy is insane. 65% on the point. Wolfhounds need to get moving if they want to recontest. This is it. This is, if they do not win this fight, that is their dreams of Spring Shootout done.
It is going to come down to this. We have been in this situation before. It is going to have to be a touch from the team of Wolfhounds. They need this. They want this. And they are going to go for it at whatever the matter costs. They get the touch. Dominus going to be forced to really fortify early on. He's going to try and touch, but the damage is so high. B-drop, Haydn, everything is going in for Lunar Falcons, and Connor is going to be the final sink of the ship. Zombie popping off, and
Zombie takes 3.
it. Lunar Falcons are your spring shootout champions after an insane run and an 8-map grand finale. DB, it is done, and what a set of winners we have on our hands.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Yeah, that was incredible. You know, to think that these guys, look at that. Peter Lover is crying right now, knowing that he caused that.
Oh.
Mate, to think yesterday we watched Wolfhounds 3-1 Falcons, like. And then Falcons, they drop into the lower bracket. They're going against Oblivion. It's kind of that, GG guys, you're playing against Oblivion. They 3-0 Oblivion. They come in here. What was the final score? 4-3?
4-3-1 on a technicality with that draw set in.
Technically 5-4 if you had the.
Yeah, and realistically, it was just too many. I think is probably the word. Too many for one set of Overwatch, because the mentality of everyone is probably destroyed.
Yeah, that was a long game. That was absolutely incredible. Yeah. Let's get some people in chat talking about their MVPs. I'm dumbfounded. I'm speechless right now. This tournament that I've been setting up for what, 6 months has come to an end here. And Lunar Falcons, they came in our 4th seed. They came into this tournament. They barely got into this playoff stage, and then they have made it their own. This is a playoffs run for the history books. I've enjoyed tonight so much. It's 10-10, but come on, let's have some MVP conversations going on. What are you thinking? You got 8 maps to choose from?
Maybe I think if you're going to take every single one of them into consideration, we might need another future VOD review for all of this. Realistically, we do have Ego coming back in. So while you guys discuss MVPs, think about who you would go for. Who are we? Are we getting any interviews? Is the real question.
I don't think tonight. I'd have to check with production, but to my knowledge, no. But what an incredible performance from both teams there. I mean, there's some names jumping out at me instantly. But ones I want to talk about straight away. You know, Pizza Lover hyped up a lot through this tournament, and he did a lot of work. I'm thinking about his Junkrat wasn't what it's been through the rest of the season, but his Reaper really came to life today, and his Genji. You know, that blade on, I think it was first point going all the way back to Busan.
Who knows?
He played so well on the Genji, and then still looking at Wolfhound suddenly being a tank player throughout the rest of the tournament, and then coming in today as DPS and really making his mark as Cassidy. This guy went absolutely insane. A beautiful play from 60 on Route 66, setting us up for the title match, and then letting it slip at the last second. But then we look over to the other side. We have Lunar Falcons. You know, we've got a few players who did incredible.
I do feel like in my sense, right, realistically, for the entirety of this series, a lot of people going into this were thinking Falcons, they got beat by Wolfhounds before, they got beat again. I'm gonna be honest, there was insane amounts of pressure coming into this, and even though Connor, I'm gonna say his name first, Connor on the Winston on a few maps was just unfortunately shut down a lot, but you cannot lie, his Orisa was doing work. The amount of space he was creating, the amount of combos he was pulling off with either of his DPS being Elemental or Zombie was just phenomenal. Octo's Lucio and Kerry especially were doing so much work, keeping everyone alive and just in to the point. It was unbelievable. But
Yeah,
again, Zombie Sojourn I think is one thing we'll always talk about.
yeah, no, the Zombies Sojourn was absolute MVP class. And Keo, you asked a big question earlier. You said, are we going to get any interviews on? And I said no, but we're moving across. We're getting our production staff in here. Zombie, our MVP choice today, who we don't actually vote for, it's the teams that vote for it, but our MVP choice is going to be joining us on stream in just a second for hopefully a nice chill interview with our co-host Jay. He's joined us in a few games previously. How's it going, Jay? Oh, he's not caught there yet. So I'll try that one more time as long as soon as I find out I will ask him if he's okay again.
It's it's no it's no
yeah, no. But zombie,
it's no
like
Shootout.
he's earned the interview here. I've given him a very stern warning not to swear, so hopefully we'll keep it nice and chill. But I think they will. No, we're still having a few issues. One day, guys, I believe one day.
It's hilarious to listen to, guys. I swear. This is. I feel bad for Jay as well. You know what? If we can bear with for a second, I will say as well. I'm gonna give a huge aspect. I say, by the way, I said Lucio and Kerry for Octo. Also his break. Like Ekash and
Underrated.
Octo played.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ekash and Octo played a variety of supports through that entire game, which I think were
Good man, by
just
the way.
absolutely
Thank you.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
I am here. I promise. My audio settings
Oh.
are all messed up. This is how long I
Welcome.
haven't casted for. I have been here for everyone in chat. I have been here the entire game. I've been the producer in a lovely caster's ears. But I'm gonna go head down. You guys can listen, but I'll do, I think, the talking with Zombie if that's all
all
okay.
good.
I'm gonna head down.
Sounds
We're
good.
gonna
Yeah,
have
looking forward to it.
a little chat with Zombie. Zombie, hello. They are deafened, so hopefully they.
Hello.
Hello, hi Zombie.
Hello,
How are you
guys.
doing?
Hello. Pretty much like tired. This was very, very tough, honestly.
Yeah, it was a bit of a long series, I will say that. But I mean, like, I'll be honest. Coming into the things, I believe you guys were seeded 4th after the regular season. So not many people, I will be honest, predicted you to go all the way and win it all. But how does it feel, especially after you lost to Wolfhounds yesterday, of course. But now you guys come to actually win the game that matters the most. So how does it feel?
It's pretty much like, how can I say, like a good feeling because, yeah, as you said, we were 4th. We didn't play the good, like in my opinion, in the first series.
Yeah, I believe
And
you.
we like just locked in the playoff. We played better and we just improved. That's it.
Yeah.
We did so much better and we're very happy to win the final.
Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely, you played insane specifically. You're locking a lot
Thank
of
you.
the Sojourn. I presume one of your pocket picks, I presume you'd say.
Yeah, it's pretty much my main hero, even if I was main hero on other hit scans. Like
Yeah.
first heroes I played on hit scans was Soldier, Kree,
Okay.
and Ash, but some people just put me on Soj and decided to let me play Soj, and now that's it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a one-trick Soj. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it worked out today. You had a lot of strength and a lot of performances. How was it with the rest of the team? Were there any? Do you kind of like wrap team comps around did you wrap any, like, you know what I mean? Do you make team comps around you playing Sojourn? Or, I mean, Sojourn's such a good pick in the meta right now. I presume you can just kind of let you free with it.
Yeah, yeah. I can say that pretty much just most of the time, like as a DPS, I don't come too much because my main role is just, shoot, take headshots, kill the enemy. But me as a DPS, I just do the essential cores. Like some people want just ultimate. Everybody like Connor should be like awarded for some, like he did pretty well on the comm side
Yeah.
because he called a lot of things. He was very good at it, and he should deserve a lot for his plays and his comms. Then for anything, anyone just did good. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't really have any more questions to say, but what I will say is you played absolutely insane. You were there
Thank you.
throughout the MVP talks, so we'll see, who the players vote for. But I mean, I think you won the hearts of the viewers today. I think you're a bit of a triple kill machine on the Sojourn. But congratulations, you won it. There's obviously the prize pool of £200 to be split among the team. So, I hope you. Any plans with the money? I know it's a life-changing amount, but
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
no, but really, really good job though. Well done. We're gonna
Thank you.
head back and we'll wrap the stream up. But thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, really well played today.
Yeah, it was a really good experience. This
Thank
tournament was very, very fun.
That's great
Let's
to hear.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
good. All right, we'll
Let's
see you in a
go.
bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
You're
Zombie.
welcome.
Talk to
You're
you
welcome,
soon.
guys.
Guy. What an absolute lovely guy. Thank you so much, Jay, for chatting with Zombie there. I'm so happy with how the finals has come to a close there. Both the teams were still having banter in chat. Very friendly, may I say, banter in chat right till the end there. And then, yeah, Zombie probably going to be my playoffs MVP choice because he went absolutely insane game after game. Now we are coming up to 10 p.m, so I think it's finally time to wrap up the spring shootout. It's a bit emotional, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel months in the making. We're finally coming to a close. We've Keo, you've joined me every weekend. We've had a whole host of stuff go wrong, but a lot go right as well.
Oh, yeah.
I've enjoyed commentating with you so much over these past few weeks, man. I think we're about ready to shoot out.
Yeah, sounds good. Guys, honestly, it has been such an amazing experience to be a part of, and thank you to both, not only the Wolfhounds and not only the Falcons, for an incredible 8-map series to finish this off with a bang, but to the rest of the teams that participated in this incredible season. We will be back in the I hope in the very near future with more events, because it was honestly such a blast. So stay amazing,
we've got
everyone, and
we've got stuff
it'll be
cooking.
good.
Keep an eye on the Discord. Get over there if you're not in there already. If you need an invite, then you can go have a look at our Twitter. There is a link over there. That is Dystopia OW. Keep an eye on this Twitch, Dystopia_OW, because anything we do will normally be streamed on here, whether or not it's me, Keo, Jay, Leap, and a few other people who are involved with the content at the moment. So we'll see, hopefully get some new staff going. And that I'm still like, it feels weird that we're talking about the end of spring shootout, but that was so much fun. Just keep an eye on everything because we've got stuff cooking. We will have stuff coming for you in the near future.
That sounds like a threat, but
Yeah, I am actually coming back just to say, it's crazy. Me and DB, I remember him coming in saying that he really wanted to run a tournament, and that's when all this sprang together. And so we just also want to say thank you to everybody, all the art people, all the people who helped on Conflict Res, all the people who went through the rules with us. There's so many people. There's about 30 people probably or more that have, helped with the creation of this. So thank you to everyone who's been there along the way, and thank you especially to everyone who's watched. That's what makes this so much more special, is the fact that we were able to stream this and people are watching. So thank you so much. You guys just make it a lot better to do what we do. So like you said, there's like DB said, there's going to be more on the way, so keep your eyes out, and let us know if you say, oh, we want more more community events, something. Let us know. We'd love to hear the feedback. So yeah, thank you so much, both for viewing, for interacting, for liking the tweets, for doing everything. You guys really made it all possible. Thank you.
Yeah. So
cheers, guys.
I think that'll be us. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
See you in the next
Yeah,
one.
good night, everyone.
GG's.